Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. Apparently, where I'm living, there's a frost advisory in effect until tomorrow. I have no idea where the fuck that came from. But, yeah, that just came across my phone, that notification. So apparently that's a thing. So, welcome to Wacko Wednesday, which it occurred to me as I was typing in the stream title that it seems to me that we are using Wacko on as well as it's funny to me because we're using Wacko as a stream title when we're also covering Question Period, and everybody is calling what Trudeau is doing Wacko. So there we go. It's a double entendre. We're doing Wacko Wednesday because all the shit we're watching is wacko, and because inadvertently it's also a conservative talking point. So I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday morning. I am sitting here in my little hoodie because I'm a little bit chilly, but we have a lot of videos to go over today. Like, a lot. So strap yourselves in because it's gonna take a good while to go through everything that we have today. And I think I even left some stuff out. Wacko Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. It's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. Silly duck dog. What was I gonna say? Anyway. Where are we here? So we've got, like I said, we have a lot of stuff to get through today. Thursday will be terrifying Thursday. Yes. There you go, Driving Ape as a perfect idea. Terrifying Thursday. Did you say strap in or strap on? Well, both. If you wish to strap on, you may also strap on. But I would suggest you also strap in. So yeah, it will be. I suggest you both strap in and strap on if you wish to remain slightly sane. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first start with our Abba and Preach video, where an OnlyFans model has quit and she feels dead inside and is no longer attracted to men. Well, that feels to me like that was a content that you were producing problem and not the platform's problem. But hey, let's go check this out.
So it's been a year since I started my OF and my spicy pages, and I just feel super anxious today, and I wanted to just come on here.
Isn't it crazy how corn stars co-opted the chili?
What do you mean?
They co-opted the chili.
What does that mean?
If I go on Instagram and I see a chili anywhere in a profile, I assume someone's selling ass.
Oh, you talk, okay, yeah, the pimento, yeah.
Yeah.
Chili
pepper.
Yeah. If, yeah, yeah, spicy.
Yeah.
If, yeah. That's them.
Oh, okay, the little hot pepper emoji. Okay. Hey! Thank you, Lord Famine, for dual streaming me. Thank you very much. So I guess I didn't know that they put a hot pepper
Them now.
emoji in
I mean, before 2015, an eggplant was really just
Something you ate. Now it's something only gay dudes and women eat.
I don't
gay
eat peaches the
people
same
and
way
women
anymore.
use. Not
I'm
wrong.
Subconscious. I'm like, who watching me?
I wanted to just come on here and share some thoughts.
They had to
on
put
my
the hot
experience so
pepper
far.
in there
I'm
specifically
scared to
say
share
spicy
my
because you
actual
can't type
thoughts,
OnlyFans.
but I just feel the need to say them in case anybody who's following me here
She is a very
has
Asian
any
model.
sort of desire to start this kind of thing. I want to start off by saying that I definitely have a really complicated relationship with this whole thing, and there are things that I appreciate about it and have appreciated about it from the beginning, but if I'm being so honest, there really are so many downsides. I'm trying so hard not to get like super upset while sharing this, but if I'm being honest, my mental health since I've started this has just slowly like been on such a decline. And I would say that it started maybe like honestly probably 7 months ago, where about like maybe 6 months into doing this, about 6 months, I started to get super burnt out. And while I did have such a strong start and it was so much fun in the beginning, after getting burnt out, I started to just feel really differently about like the types of messages that I was getting, and just feeling like sort of the effort that I was putting in.
Well, maybe this is the thing. These women do this like raunchy, spicy content, right? They get these guys that leave these really gross messages to them because that's the content that they put out. Oh, I thought you said Wacko Thursday, not Yakko Thursday. Sorry, Duck Dog. But yeah, they what's it called? They do all this like really raunchy content and they put out this like image that they are willing to interact with men in this very raunchy manner, so they get these messages, and then of course they're gonna start feeling burnt out because they have to always be on and always be answering these messages. That's why with like my paid page, I only do like the modeling shit, like the boudoir shit and like behind the scenes stuff, and like there's no like we specifically don't do the DM, like the dirty talk DMs and stuff like that. That's just not what we do. Like, and yeah, it's probably why I don't get very much traffic to the page, but at the same time, at least I still have my self-respect and I still have like somewhat good mental health because I'm not like constantly being a sex object to like tons and tons of different people.
To it still wasn't, I guess I'm trying to say there's no amount of money really that you can give me at this point, and I'm like willing to admit this now. There's no amount of money that you can give me right now to like make me feel like giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online.
But what are you putting in the photos though?
It's hard to describe this because I realize that when I have spoken about OF, that, you know, it's typically been in a light where it's like, you know, it's fun, it's art, you make money, blah blah blah. But if I'm being so honest, that really is like the only upside to doing it, like just the ability to very quickly make extra cash. But I think again, like just over the course of a few months, of like half a year or so, just going really hard at it, I think I didn't let a lot of like the messages get to me, but I was lying to myself, and I definitely think that it's like really worn on me over time.
Well, of course, because these messages, like these people talk to you and in DMs, and they say some horrific shit because you put out there the stretching videos are pretty decent for people. Yeah. I find these remorse videos interesting because we have never experienced 90% of what all of these workers claim to experience. No. Because we don't put the content out there that would attract those people. We don't like and that's why I get so angry when I get hit with like the nudity and the body exposure hits on TikTok, because I do wear stuff that flatters my body and whatever, but I'm not like out there like thirst trapping, and like even if I am thirst trapping, I'm not doing it in a way that is anywhere, hey spittle buggies, anywhere like near what some of the women do. It's the women that are doing the really hardcore stuff are trying to do the whole girlfriend experience for the really thirsty guys, and as soon as the experience isn't good there, the guys move on to the next. Yep. Absolutely, Lord Famine. And I like don't put out the content that attracts the really thirsty guys. And like I said, it probably hurts the page. It probably hurts it's probably the reason why I don't make a steady monthly income at it. But you know what? I'm okay with that because I still have my self-respect.
And it's not to say that
and
I
I'm
don't
not,
have like really
and I
good
won't
guys
be
on there
making
following me
videos
and, like monetarily
this.
supporting me, even like checking in on me at times where I like, earlier this year I definitely disappeared for a few months, even on here. But even with that, like just realizing that even those people are not people that I would call when I'm having a really hard day just makes it feel just so fake. And I'm not sitting here saying that like I ever got on there to make friends. Let's be honest, it's really just to make money from a bunch of horny men. But I guess I'm just trying to say that just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, or if you've like ever been curious about it, there really is just like such a like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized, and I don't know, like
maybe again, stop making content that makes you into nothing but a sex doll. Like, then you won't feel dead inside.
Not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of like desire or like attraction to men in general anymore. And that's also because of my my personal collective experiences that I've had with like dating like the wrong types of men and things like that. But I think
okay, so you admit that you picked wrong types of men. And okay, so you pick bad men, and now you are also creating content that will attract the men that you don't want. It's not the OnlyFans. It's not the OnlyFans platform's fault.
This line of work.
To be honest with you, it's never the women who say, "Oh, I make great choices in men and find really stable relationships." I'd be like, "Yeah, I can't wait to do OnlyFans." I feel like it's always the opposite. That's true.
Well, that's not true, Ava, because there are women who do OnlyFans with their partner. Their partner takes the pictures. Their partners, post like help post stuff and manage the page, and like it can be fun for people in a stable, good relationship if they're like not off fucking tons of different guys and whatever. Like if it's just them doing modeling stuff and like occasional videos between the two of them, then it's not that big of a deal, and it's not going to affect the mental health the way that these other women do.
I'm not crazy. Like, it's very rare that I meet a girl, she's like, "Man, I have a really loving partner, everything's really stable, and I strip." I'm not saying none of these people don't have stable relationships. Whenever they talk about their date.
Men, you will never catch a man being more honest and more authentic and more real, and not necessarily in a good way, than they are, and the way that they present themselves to girls who do stuff that I do.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think they're being really and authentically horny. But I don't think that they're being like, I think that they hype up their sex talk to meet your sex talk.
I can't even imagine what it's actually like for real life SWs. Like, I'm sure it's like 50,000 times worse for them. Like, at least to a certain extent, there's like a level of protection for me, just given that I'm like behind a screen, right? Like, I'm never actually gonna go see these guys in person or anything like that. But like, seriously, if I had any type of ability to share like the things that people have said, like the things that people have like the nerve to like DM me with, just like how disgusting they are. And also, I can't even count to you how many times the ones who follow me on Instagram, like when I get curious and nosy sometimes, like I'll go look at their profile and they have like a whole girlfriend or a whole wife, and sometimes, even disgustingly enough, they have kids. Sometimes it makes me feel so conflicted with doing this, and a part of me just feels so
If you really
prideful.
want to see
like,
what the
like
OnlyFans creators
yes, it's been a year,
struggle
not
with,
like 2 or 3 or 4
look
or
at
5,
OnlyFans
but I do
advice
still
on
feel
Reddit.
like I'm still so deep
Yes.
in it, and I think I'm just being prideful, but I just feel like, and I'm not
Right,
I
because
just don't want
but
to
you
quit,
don't
because I'm
hear
just not a
about the
quitter.
couples
Like,
that
I
are
always see things
successful
like to the
about
very
this
end,
because
and
they don't
I
burn
really,
themselves
I won't
out.
quit
Nope.
until I'm physically stopped. This being like my one creative outlet to like,
I've seen
or
her
so I thought,
content,
to
by
like
the way,
express
it's exactly
myself and
what
like
you think
produce
it
this
is.
work that like, I'm really proud of. I do take a lot of time to go like rent these spaces and like get like certain types of outfits and like our lingerie really,
Almost
and like
every
do these shoots
post
and,
is
like, post them, and,
basically
like,
what
editing is, like, a
Kimchi
whole
Princess
process,
is
and
saying.
like there are lots of parts that I enjoy, but I think what ruins it is like when I
But
really
how
sit down
much
to think
of this
about,
stuff on, how much of the girls on OF advice on Reddit post the exact same content as Kimchi Princess? And how many of them are presenting an image that tells these men that that's what's okay to talk to them about, and that's okay for them to behave that way? Like, how many of these women are portraying that image on OF advice?
like, ultimately, like, what the purpose of all this is, and it's really just to visually please a bunch of men who, again, a lot of them are disgusting. I've been sort of exploring the idea of maybe just having my content be focused on, you know, things that I'm actually interested in, which...
Well, then why didn't you start off with that? Why didn't you start off, like, I have the fitness stuff with the stretching videos and, like, the cosplay and stuff. Like, why did you not start out doing
ultimately
that?
is not pleasing men in any way, shape, or form. Like, y'all can keep your money at this point. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyways, if you made it this long, thank you.
All right.
You know when you do comedy, and then you step on stage, and then you tell people, don't film the set. And then there's one person still filming the set, and you're like, yo, I told you not to film. And that person tells you, yeah, but I paid. That person is entitled to do whatever the hell they want with your material or whatever because they paid. I paid. So I'm allowed to film if I want to. There's some people like that. That she's facing that. The person thinks that they can do and say whatever they want, whenever they want, because they paid.
But it's not just because they paid. It's because of the content that she puts out. It's because she puts out an image of a raunchy, sexy girl who wants to have these conversations with guys, and then when they are like, okay, cool, well then we'll have these conversations, then she burned herself out on them because that's all she did. So that is why she feels dead inside.
Yeah, the wonders of choosing to be objectified. People sometimes they don't understand boundaries. They're like, yeah, you're an object now. I paid. Mm-hmm. It takes a very special kind of people to do that. Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart. Things, yeah, the money's good. The money's good. But what you're essentially doing is that you are choosing to objectify yourself. You say, I'm going to make some money to not, in most cases, in a lot of cases, in a lot, not most, but a lot of cases, I could say. So, yeah, it takes a toll on it takes a toll on you. It's not because there's money involved that it doesn't affect you. I had some friends where they had some jobs that they really didn't like. They didn't like the job. They didn't enjoy working in the places they were working. And then come to time, they said to their boss, hey, you know what? I don't think this is good for me. I'm giving my resignation letter. That's my 2 weeks notice. I'm out of here. And the boss in the reply would say, you know what? You can't really leave. We like you out here. You're doing a great job. Here's a raise. And all of my friends that would take the raise and be happy for 3 months.
Yep.
And then eventually to be like, you know what? It was not about the money. I'm really not happy doing that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is why if you're going to start an OF, you need to decide, how am I going to do my content? How am I going to do, like, what content am I going to do? How far am I going to go? What's the line that I'm not crossing? That's what Pink Hollow and I basically had the discussion of, like, what's the line that we're not crossing, and then we've just not crossed it. That's just what we've not crossed. The fast, easy draw is nudity. They can only go forward from there. Yep. Literally all of them. All of the posts are like that. Oh, of course. It's like you can't put out the content you put out and then have the men act the way they do and then get upset about it and call them disgusting. Like, you've asked for this type of interaction by producing this type of content.
It kills my soul. It kills the inside. There's no amount of money that's gonna make me be able to enjoy that.
Being a 1-800 phone worker isn't fun after, according to a friend of mine. Same with OF. Stay within boundaries, and everything is much better. Yep. Exactly, Spittle.
I don't like
There's
being used. I don't like what I'm doing. So the money at some point.
The page. Our page, we started it in 2020. It's old. Like, it is old. We've had it for a long time, and we aren't, like, we still put stuff up. I still put stretching videos up. We've got to redo a bunch of shoots because I've lost a whole shit ton of weight. So, like, we've already got a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we already have, like, 800 posts on there from previous shoots, but we still have to redo a bunch of shoots because I lost 35 pounds. We started it before the stigma dropped. Yeah. Do I drop special treat videos for the viewers once in a while? Yes, but those are at my discretion. Exactly. And we talk about them. We started it originally because Patreon dropped their no nudity bullshit. Yeah, Patreon had like artistic nudity to be allowed, but then they changed their policy. So that's why we started the page. But and then of course the whole stigma started, but like, yeah, it's, as long as you don't put out the content that'll make you feel dead inside, you won't feel dead inside.
Some point was good, but all that fades at some point, and you're just faced with the fact that you don't really like what you're doing. You don't like to be in that position, and there's a lot of people that are demanding.
On the topic of her not being able to handle it, to me, it's very similar to almost YouTube in a way. I don't think most people can handle being a YouTuber. That's why you see these people flame out and burn out because they can't handle the messages that they get. They can't handle people criticizing them, people insulting them. I mean, I get crazy DMs all the time. I get insane stuff. And it's fine. Because for me, my temperament is well adjusted to this. It doesn't bother me.
That's what I mean. Like, people, I always get people going, how can you handle the negativity, like, especially on TikTok? I get asked, how can you handle the negativity? I'm like, I laugh at it, and then I turn it into content. That's what I do.
Someone makes a reaction video criticizing everything, it doesn't bother me. I know some people who do, they lose their mind. And it messes with their mental. It is not to say they're weak. It's just they don't have a temperament for this field to work. The same way, I don't have the temperament of somebody who goes into the woods every day and then cuts wood, okay, and does logging. Some people have that temperament, but they can't handle the kind of work I do. It's fine. It's not to say one's harder than the other or whatever it is. It's to say you got to have a certain mind and a certain personality for certain kinds of work. Some people can handle manual labor. Other people would die in an office typing on it. Those same people who can handle the really difficult stuff can never do the office stuff, right? It's just it's a different energy.
Nobody views or pays.
That is
the
truth
really
is
annoying.
when it comes to OnlyFans, it's a very specific type of person who needs to be able to handle
Ad
it.
break
And an
coming
even
in
smaller
2
percentage of
minutes.
people can do that kind of work.
Good, I
and
can get
be
coffee.
able to not have no negative repercussions, but be able to really stave off the toxic aspects of doing that kind of work. When I listen to her talk about men, you see how she says you will never hear men be as honest as when they're there. No, you will never hear weirdo men be as honest as when they are there.
Right. You're never gonna hear. See, she says all men. You're never gonna see how honest all men are unless it's with that. No, that's just the fucking wacko weirdo men who have no boundaries and have no ability to talk normally to girls that will have no boundaries. That's the thing. That's the thing that's gonna be the problem, is the men that have no boundaries at that point. So we're gonna quickly do a be right back break for the ad break, which will be 2 minutes. So I'm gonna do a be right back screen. I really need to find music, but here we go. I'm going to mute, go get a coffee, and I shall return. Please consider checking out the slabs link while I'm gone, and I will exercise for you when I get back if that happens. Okay, we're back. We're back. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. let's get ourselves back to our live scene. And we'll get back to our video about the woman who feels dead inside because she creates too raunchy of OnlyFans content. No boundaries women attracting no boundaries men. It's cyclical. Yep. It's exactly. If you have no boundaries, then you're going to attract people who have no boundaries, and that's just normal. That's just what's going to happen. There's no other way for it. You put out what you're willing to accept. That's just what it is. I don't know what else to tell you. So let's go back to our video.
Because guess what? Even if I was super anonymous, even if nobody would know it was me, I would never DM you no weird shit because I just don't have it in me. I don't give a fuck. And a lot of people are like that. But you have the perception that these men who live double lives are message you like that, so most men must be living double lives. No, honey. The same way, I don't think most women who appear to be very sane and cool, and then it turns out they got an OnlyFans back, I don't think, oh, all women secretly want an OnlyFans. Of course not, right? You're having a jaded experience because you go to the strip club and you think most men are just disgusting pigs. It's like, honey,
well,
you went to the environment where they sell the pigs.
Right.
You went to the slaughterhouse.
Yes, you went to a fucking whole bacon farm, and you talking about, oh my God, these guys are disgusting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's like exactly. You went to a whole bacon farm. It's like you walked into the cesspool, and you're like, oh my God, it's gross in here. Well, yeah, you're in a cesspool. The fuck do you expect? What do you want people to be doing? Like, it's normal for it to be gross there. That's the point. That's what you're looking for.
What happens with a lot of this work? These people see phony men on a regular basis and they get shocked. I don't go to Miami and think all women are like that. I don't go to the strip club and think all women want to pop for change.
Nope.
So why is the inverse okay? When you live online all the time and all you do is do this work and all you do is interacting with these kinds of men, it's normal that you're going to come to that kind of mindset.
That's true. That's because that's all you see, and that's when you only put out content that's like incredibly sexual, and you only get incredibly sexual men talking to you. There's no other way you're going to feel, which is why it's important to pick your line and not cross it. And then you'll attract the people to your page that you want to attract. And yeah, you're not gonna like make the thousands of dollars a month that you would be if you're like out naked with sex toys hanging out of your pussy. But you're going to not burn out, and you'll be able to do the page for a longer period of time.
But I do think there is an interesting parallel with the fact that she's had terrible experiences in dating men, and then she goes into this work where she's going to then amplify that to the nth degree by meeting more degenerate men. It's like, honey, you're not helping yourself in any type of way.
Of course you're
Of course you don't want nothing to do with men. Of course you resent men. You first off made horrible dating decisions for whatever reason, and then afterwards you went into the field where men treat women the worst.
Yep.
She just came to the realization that people have been saying for a long time, which is money is not everything. It's important. It pays the bills.
But it's not everything.
But you got a mental, a spirit, and a body to take care of.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason why I stream what I stream. There's a reason why I make videos about what I make videos about. There's a reason why, like, I would probably get a lot more popular a lot faster if I just made all of my content about my blindness and was just like, I'm totally blind and this is how I do this. I'm totally blind and this is how I do that. I'm totally blind and if I did that, I would probably get a really high following really fast. But then I would burn out and I would feel completely dead inside because my identity is not my blindness. So I don't do that. That's why I don't do that.
And jobs will sometimes ask you to sacrifice a lot of one or many of these different facets. You want to do construction, you want to do certain these labor, they gonna demand a lot on your body. And that's why you don't see old construction guys oftentimes. That's what it comes down to. And I think a lot of people are reckoning with the fact that no amount of money is gonna fix the fact that they're taking poison in large quantities every day.
I have a boundaries issue.
To
I
be
have
honest with
to
you,
be
it happened
careful
to
with
me.
people I'm acquainted
Where I was
with to be
working
sure
at
I
a
don't go
company
too
that I thought the
far.
company was bad. No, not
Yeah,
the
I
ones
sometimes have a
When you said that shit, I said, I don't even know preach no more. I literally went, huh? Bling.
You don't be like that.
Yo, if you had an OnlyFans, I'd be like,
Breathe.
oh shit.
I'm in my soft.
Hey, drizzle.
Drizzle.
That's crazy.
Breathe.
Yo, he said, yo, that happened to me. I'm like,
Fucking preach.
no, you started that sentence wrong.
Yes. Yes, of course I did. No, but it happened. No, but I was working for a company on the phone, right? I was working perceptions, accounts receivables. And people were yelling at me all day. And I thought people, like, this company is a bad company. But it's not a bad company. I was working at the complaints department.
Yeah. Like, my mother used to work in a call center, and she used to get, like, all these complaints and stuff. And, like, it was crazy. Like, and she hated it after a while because all it was people yelling.
Everybody all day, every day was yelling at me. I thought the company was trash.
Yeah.
But it was just, I was in the wrong department. I was in the department of the people that was really just all day.
You know, at the end of the day, she decided to prioritize her well-being over the financial gain. And I commend that.
Yeah.
People are going to judge her for their past and whatever she did. But listen, I think people can change. I think people can do better. And I hope all these people who do these kinds of work and it really affects them heal from it. Because I can tell you this right now. Past a certain level of income, there's no amount of income beyond that that's going to make you feel better about yourself.
No.
In fact, the more that you strive for that extra income and you're killing yourself, the more odds are you're going to burn out and not going to be able to last.
You're blind? I thought it was sightless. That's funny. You're funny, Spittles.
Y'all notice we did everyday videos during the pandemic. Every day. I had nothing else to do, so I was like that. After the pandemic, we release maybe 3-4 times a week at most. Something that's a really manageable schedule. Sometimes we don't release for weeks. Why? Because you got to manage this.
Even during the pandemic, at some point it was like everything was a lot, and you told me, yo, I need a break.
Yeah.
And I was
just
like,
every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the money exponentially higher than it is now? Of course it was.
But I'm not gonna be.
I'm happier now. I'm happier now. I see my mom. I see my people more. I do much better in my life. I have less problems. I feel like the quality of the videos goes up as well. I can do more fun stuff, right?
And that's how I feel now that my kids are older. Like I don't have to like, oh my God, are they eating the wires on the floor because they're toddlers? You know, oh my God, are they, what are they doing? I can produce content now and be a mom and a family person and balance everything a little bit better without feeling completely like inept and like I can't do any of it. I feel a lot more in control of content creation and parenting, and it feels a lot better.
It's just better, but you got to manage yourself. You got to manage this, and you got to manage the job. One of the weirdest things that she said was, like, these guys are checking in on me. We're having these conversations.
And it's not to say that I don't have, like, really good guys on there following me and, like, monetarily supporting me, even, like, checking in on me at times where I, like, earlier this year I definitely disappeared for a few months, even on here. But even with that, like, just realizing that even those people are not people that I would call when I'm having a really hard day just makes it feel...
Well, of course not.
Just so fake.
But like, and she almost started crying, but like, I wouldn't go to these guys if I was really in need of help. It sounds like this girl's incredibly lonely.
She is.
Because I can tell you this, there's never been a time in my life where I thought, I'm going to go to my subscribers to talk about my problems. So why? Because I got my network of people. That's just something I would never consider. Not that there's something wrong with my subscribers. It's a weird dynamic where sometimes you have people who watch you and they just admire you to some degree. It's like, how do you relate to them on a very basic human level about your own problems if they're having you on such a high pedestal? That's a really difficult relationship dynamic to have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, it sounds like either she's not around her family or she doesn't have time to see family and friends. Like, she sounds super, super alone. And like, of course you're gonna want some companionship if you're having a hard day, but you know, you don't want to go and create a parasocial relationship more than you already have with these people, so you don't want to go to them. You know, it's hard.
Mm-hmm. So I can imagine a sex worker that's probably weirder. So the fact that you're even considering it is bizarre, strange to me. You know, like, don't get me wrong, fans sometimes check in, hey, you guys good, and I appreciate it. I think the concern is always nice. But to then go in and start laying out all my problems to my, I feel like that's just a weird dynamic. It's almost like the boss who tells their employee everything all the time and always just trauma dumping their shit. It's like, do they want to really...
Balance is the hardest key to turn. Oh, your grandmother came up with that? That is a great saying.
listen to you, or do they have to because you pay their bills?
Oh, really? That feel bad. Oh, give me a raise. Oh.
Yeah.
But I do still feel like I'm still so deep in it, and I think I'm just being prideful, but I just feel like, and I just don't want to quit because I'm just not a quitter. Like, I always see things like to the very end, and I won't quit until I'm physically stopped.
Do you understand where she's coming from?
No.
You don't. Talk to me.
I do. I don't, like, there have been plenty of times where it's like, you know, why don't you just stop the YouTube channel? You're not growing very well. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to stop, because the reason I haven't been growing well is because I've been inconsistent. And I had to prioritize my kids for a bit because of COVID and the home learning and everything like that. And like there was a whole bunch of shit going on. But now I'm plugging away at this, and like I refuse to quit because I don't want I've quit so many things in my life. I have quit so many different things in my life that content creation is not something that I want to quit, because I do not like that is, if I quit this, then that's just one more thing that I can add to the list of things that I tried and gave up. And that's just not something I'm willing to do. And especially now that I'm doing things like relearning the guitar and making that into content, like, there are so many different ways that you can do what you love and make content out of it if you want to. So there's lots of different things to do to keep yourself from feeling dead inside.
Just because of the health. Just the health wise, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just biased about some things where I just really don't understand the right angle, right? But yeah, pride of what? Pride of what? What pride? The reason you're in the state you are in right now is because you're not so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
What pride?
I actually disagree with you.
Good. Go ahead.
So you can imagine her taking the decision to do OnlyFans probably brought her a lot of social ramification. People were saying this is wrong, this is evil, whatever, and she went ahead and did it anyways.
Yeah.
To now quit and admit to everyone that they were right, yeah, that is a matter of pride.
I can understand that.
Yep.
You got the proof that, yeah, it is pride.
That is,
but
absolutely. How many people do you know who
pride.
do a job that their parents don't want or whatever, and they refuse
and then
to
they're
quit?
Not happy.
It is pride.
You'd have to accept that you made a choice that directly harmed yourself against everyone else's better wishes. That means that you have to accept that you were harming yourself and you made a horrible choice. There's a lot of different reasons why you might not leave.
This is what I meant. What I meant by, no, I don't see where she's coming from or where she get it. I see the how and everything. What I meant by that was, that could not be me. Because I'm going to admit that I'm wrong.
I get it. Preach is not able to be so stuck up in his own self that he would not be able to leave something because of you decided to quit quitting. Good on you. Yep. Pride brings down the mighty of men. Yep. But yeah, at Spittle Buggies, I decided to quit quitting because I've I quit high school with 1 credit left. I quit university because instead of fighting for my rights with the accessibility department, I just gave up and was like, oh well. I quit everything. Self-esteem by Offspring takes on a whole new meaning for OF creators. La 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 la. Oh God, what a good song.
On when I'm wrong.
And also, I would say this to the
What a good
people
song.
who spend their time going to these women's DMs and sending foul stuff. You gotta look at yourself and say, why are you wasting your time doing that? Sometimes we even have fans when we react to a video and they go and message these people privately. You fucking, why?
Well, it tells more about you.
Don't
than it
forget,
tells about the
guys,
person you
there's an
message.
$80 stream
You
goal
have issues.
for the day.
I just want you to think about your behavior and why you feel the need to expunge that kind of energy to someone privately and say all these foul things that you would never say publicly to them. So if you're one of our fans and you do that kind of stuff, I would just rethink that. Because even though nobody knows what you're doing, it does affect your character. It does affect the way that you perceive yourself.
Yep.
And you need to dig deep and figure out why you out here sending this foul. I don't care how much of a disgusting person someone could be. I will never, and I have never gone in the DMs and been like, ugh. Not from an anonymous account, official account, don't matter. I just think it's very weird behavior. So I just want to say that.
So that was, let me put it to solo cam. So oh. I should read off that one message from that job on TikTok. What job? Oh, you mean the message request? That I bet you is still the girl that I bet you is the person that keeps reporting me? So, hold on. So there's a woman on TikTok who sent me a message back a year ago when I posted a TikTok to the teenagers in the small town that we live in, basically saying, hey, thank you for saying that you like my live streams, but you really, like, it's not meant for you. My content is not meant for you. It's meant for 18 plus. And somebody sent me a message. Where's the stupid request? Where's the message requests? There we go. Okay. So it says, silent observer here for over a year. Here to speak some loving truth. Your content is not suitable for TikTok. Be aware how your lifestyle is affecting your children. Right now, or be aware how your lifestyle is affecting your children right now and their future. They will be bullied and humiliated for what you're throwing out onto the internet. Because it sticks like mud. I respect you. I see something that's beautiful. Something beautiful inside you. Beyond the image you show. But it's been dimmed. Your husband is a raging red flag who has an obvious long-term porn addiction. I have done a lot of healing work in this particular area. You're being sexually objectified. The sexual objectification of women involves them being viewed primarily as an object. No shit, lady. Of course the objectification of women deals with them primarily being viewed as an object of male sexual desire rather than as a whole person. Porn addiction affects everyone around you, just like drugs and alcohol. You can go into another room or wait till the kids are asleep, but they know more than you give them credit for. Your low self-esteem and insecurity will always be fueled by his porn addiction. It will give you a 5-minute quick fix, but it always comes with a price. Like a hangover. The way your husband speaks and treats and views you, as well as other women online and in person, will always be grossly disproportionate. Allow yourself to detox from that world. I promise new doors will open. But you need to shut that one. You need to shut that one door first. Try to get him on board. It is no difference to disciplining yourself at the gym. I see you a very capable, but is he? But is he up for a challenge? This could actually improve your intimacy. Bitch, we don't need fucking intimacy improvement. This could actually improve your intimacy and connection with your husband. Change is scary. But staying stuck in a loop is worse. You need to ignite your spark and remember who you are. Don't do this to your kids. I say this from a place of genuinity. I want to see the best version of you. I want to see the best version of you blossom. I know you will have an army to back you up and support you. A new path is never smooth, but you can make it less rough for the woman who walks it. But for the women who walk it after you. So that's a person that I guarantee you is reporting my lives still because of how I'm dressing and how I'm acting, because she thinks that I'm portraying some weird like image that's going to affect my kids, because I'm like that dumb mother who who had her OnlyFans decal on her car. Yeah, apparently I'm like that woman. And so she needed to write that to me last September. And I still have that message. Why can't it be your porn addiction? Why is it always the man's fault? What a teetotaler. Your ideas aren't valid because ideas, right? Oh, it is bullshit. Raging red flag, he's a commie, right? Right? So who's reporting me on TikTok? So I guarantee there's a person who's always like, my live streams are always getting reported for different things. Okay, I'm convinced we're going back to church. You should be covered from head to toe and non-multicolored robes. Yeah, because I have terabytes of bing bang woohoo all over my computer. I missed the lifestyle part. Was this written by my sister? I don't know. Oh my god. It was crazy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, what the fuck? No, we don't. We don't. You're damn fucking right. You do have an army, and it's called the Visually Impaired Army, the Blind and Visually Impaired Army, and we don't take kindly to this shit. No. For context on the lifestyle part, my sister and her family disowned us when they heard about the site, all because of stigma. Yeah, they acted like... they literally acted like... Oh, yeah, his sister is just special, and so is her husband. And literally, they acted like we started up, like, a Brazers page. And there were, like, streams of guys coming in and out of the house, and, like, we were not taking care of the children, and instead of being, like, parents, we were just filming, like, hardcore porn. Like, that's how they were treating it. And they just completely stopped talking to us. Like, our kids don't know their cousins because of this. Like, it's bullshit. It sounds like someone writing above their station in life to me. Yup. Oh my god, that was just that message. And I still have it. I still have the message because I guarantee you that Alethea person. What? And I missed it? So disappointed, right? Right? I know. But I think that Alethea person who wrote that message, I really think that she's behind a lot of the live reports. But the reason that the reason that the appeals keep getting denied is because the review process is done basically via AI. So I have to deal with an AI reviewing my stuff. And that's why it gets hit. Or that's why it doesn't get, what's it called, reappealed or reviewed properly. All right, let's switch to our next video. Let's see what Charlie's getting tired of, because he's getting really tired of something.
I insult mainstream journalism more often than 50 Cent insults P. Diddy. I am constantly clowning on mainstream journalism. If the clouds are out, you can bet your sweet bippy I'm going outside shaking my fists at them, screaming my opinion of journalism at them. I think that industry has gone in an unforgivable direction. Like, I challenge any one of you to open an article on your phone. It'll be the last mistake you ever make because you'll probably end up throwing yourself down the staircase in frustration because you won't even get the article. You just get inundated with ads.
Yep, ads all over the place. This is why I can't read articles on stream, because the ads just keep refreshing the page. So it's crazy. Since when are Utah Mormons allowed on TikTok?
Auto-playing video
That's
ads, jump scare sound ads, banner ads all throughout the page covering every single pixel. It's just ads out the wazoo there. They don't even use punctuation anymore, like periods and question marks to finish a sentence off. They just put like an ad there. You get maybe 2 tiddlywinks of information about whatever topic you clicked on, and the rest is just ads. It sucks.
Well,
or they just straight up paywall it and you can't read it without giving over a subscription fee. It's downright diabolical. It's tacky and I hate it. It's just an industry that I think is going in the worst possible direction. And another very common practice in mainstream journalism is writing bullshit articles for the sake of drumming up rage, so that way people will click on it to leave like a nasty comment or talk about it or whatever, just to get some rage clicks.
Yeah, they gotta get the rage views, and those rage view articles are usually written with like the most wordy, like large, it's like somebody was playing Scrabble and writing an article at the same time and just trying to make as many big words as possible because they're paid by the word. So they've got to be like 8-minute reads that are just full of rage bait so that you'll click on it and comment on it.
Even though it's just based on nothing. The 2 biggest culprits of that practice are Kotaku and IGN, for example.
You got 7 ads on an article
there, but those are the ones that constantly
get
tomatoes tossed at them on Twitter.
Jesus.
There's plenty more, but the outlet I want to focus on today is Dexerto, a name I'm sure you've all heard before. It's also a name that gets pronounced 1,000 different ways.
Dexerto. What the hell did they do this time?
So I'm not even sure the correct pronunciation. I've heard some people call it Deserto, like who really knows? Fucking tomato. Some people pronounce Dexerto like they're casting some type of elvish spell, so it's really all over the place, but I'm sure you know this publication. Their big thing is pushing out as many stories as possible, as quickly as possible, no matter what.
Even about streamers who don't know that their cameras are off, because apparently that's news.
Come hell or high water, Dexerto needs to publish something even tangentially related to a streamer or a YouTuber or gaming every 15 minutes on the dot, or else the whole company's gonna blow up. It's like Speed with Keanu Reeves, but instead of going over 80 miles per hour, they need to go over 80 articles per hour, it seems. Because they will write about fucking anything. Like if XQC had a half-brother who had a 3rd grade English teacher who just had a son that opened a lemonade stand in
Did you, speaking of artificial intelligence, did you hear about the Scooby True... Scooby-Doo Scream Trap episode and the backlash behind it? No, I did not. I did not hear about that at all, actually.
And in Kansas and sold 3 cups of lemonade, I bet you Dexerto would publish an article about it. And it's been very successful for them as a business model. Oftentimes when a big story breaks, it's the Dexerto articles and headlines that are getting pushed around the most, like they're the center of fucking mosh pit here. Those spread the quickest because they're really a concise breakdown of like the main points, like a bare bones synopsis of whatever the topic is. So it makes it easily digestible and people share those
Jordan,
the
if
most.
you have Twitter,
and since they write about everything, they always will be
paid
there
by
for
the
the
letter,
bigger stories.
pretty much.
Oftentimes when they do like the smaller niche things like, oh, did Tim the Tat Man leave a Hershey stain in his boxers? Look at his britches at, timestamp hour 22 of his Call of Duty Warzone stream from last night, and they'll write a whole article about it or whatever. Those kind of just wither and die, but they still...
I almost want to submit an article to Dexerto just to see if they'll pay me. It's like, totally blind streamer streams Mortal Kombat and blah, blah, blah. Like, just for the hell of it. I can't imagine how bad it is without ad blockers on some of these newspaper sites. Oh god, and then try using a screen reader. Oh, ads and cookie settings? Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, that stuff is crazy.
They still publish them. But sometimes they don't. So that's what happened yesterday. Dexerto published an article about me. And I use this phrase a lot, but I mean it. This is the truest sense of a nothing burger.
They wrote us an article about Charlie? Oh god. Oh god, and what bullshit nothingness did they pick to write about?
They published a story about a video I made where I was just making fun of dogshit TikTok pranksters that harass elderly people. And they wrote about this like it was newsworthy. Moist Critical slams creators harassing the elderly for prank content.
Is that a bad thing? Should he not be slamming creators who are pranking old people for content? I'm pretty sure he should. I would do it if I was able to see those videos. I would slam them for doing that.
And the article is just taking a couple of quotes at random from the video I made about like it being really embarrassing and me just insulting the people behind it. And then it took 2 quotes from 2 random YouTube comments that are like, these guys fucking suck. It's like, why is that an article? This isn't anything noteworthy whatsoever. This isn't some grand, controversial, brave statement or anything where the Dexerto author was shocked, mouth agape. Oh, he did what? No one's ever thought to go after TikTok pranksters. What a pioneer. He's a hero. Like
these people have nothing to write about. They have nothing to write about. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. They have nothing to write about, so they're going to write about Charlie shitting on TikTok pranksters.
Like, this is the lowest hanging fruit imaginable. This is me just making fun of some douchebags. Like, it's not deep. It's not at all. There is no reason to have ever put pen to paper to write about this. It's complete. Oh, I don't know why I'm giving so much credit to the Dexerto here.
Cookies
this was 100% like a ChatGPT generated article because they were reaching a deadline. They're like, fuck, I got nothing to write about. Let me go ahead and pop this bitch into ChatGPT here. Summarize Moist Critical's harassment elderly TikTok video, and I'll just.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I wonder how many people use ChatGPT as their writing tool now as a journalist. I really do wonder if there's even a search on that or like a statistic on that.
I'll just go ahead and publish an article with all those bullet points in it. Like, this is nothing. It's actually nothing. It is me just making fun of some douchebags. I've done that for a decade. Why is this a news story?
That's literally what Charlie does.
Since they portrayed it as something noteworthy, like something that's front page news, they posted it on Twitter and the story popped off. Quote, "It's so fucking embarrassing. Moist Critical calls out prank YouTubers who are harassing elderly people for content." Man, this guy, wow.
How dare
he took up the sword and did what no one had the courage to do. Call out TikTok pranksters. Is there any lower hanging fruit? It's just a simple video of me clowning on some assholes. Something I have done time and time again, and something I will always continue to do because it is fun to do. Not because it's some kind of important, crusade I'm trying to lead. I'm just making fun of them and making jokes about them because it's enjoyable to do. Why is this a story? And that's what a ton of people pointed out too, making fun of me as if it was me making some kind of video essay on why TikTok elderly harassment pranks are bad.
Well, remember I had ChatGPT write you that movie review script. Yeah, you did. But it was like an outline type of thing. It wasn't like, I don't know. Best reaction from somebody getting harassed by a YouTuber was the guy who shot the prankster. Holy shit. I've never heard of that. Basically, a guy on YouTube made a screen trap episode of Scooby-Doo. The boys actress that I follow, Greta Lyle Griffin, she took offense to the episode because he used her voice through artificial intelligence without her consent. Oh. ChatGPT is nothing but a fancy web crawler and cat filter. I mean, it can be fun to play with. But yeah.
Bad. When that is not at all what I was doing, I was just making fun of them. Like, that is it. Like, it's about as, like, lowbrow as those three farts. Like, my little ass trumpet right there is about how deep that video went.
I
wasn't making big statements or anything. I was just making
so
fun
pissed
of them.
off
There was
with
no
Dick
reason
Serto
for this to be a news article. And they do this
video.
all the time for everybody. Like, here's another one I remember. Moist Critical slams creepy alpha male dating coach charging $3,000 for advice.
Yes, because it's ridiculous. What's that? That's not newsworthy. You know what's newsworthy? Totally blind person with with no eyes operates her own live stream on 2 channels at once, reads chat, and plays a video game, and wins. That is a fucking story. Why is nobody writing about that on Dick Serto?
Again, it's me making fun of some loser. Like, that's it. Like, this isn't a story at all. They're just seemingly picking videos at random and just, like, giving a brief summary of that video and portraying it as if it's me making some kind of, like, grand stance here.
Look,
and when they post it on Twitter, that's what people think I'm doing. Which I'm fucking not. Like, I'm not making anything deep about elderly harassment pranksters. Everyone knows they suck. Everyone like, the people themselves are, like, shameful little worms, and I know when they have moments of self-reflection, they look in the mirror and they're not happy. Like, everyone knows that they are objectively worthless losers. Like, that's, I'm not doing anything brave. This isn't news when I make fun of TikTok harassment pranksters or the TikTok love guru who's selling you the 888 get pussy now service for 3,000 clams. Like, that's nothing to write about. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for their next banger article. Moist Critical makes strong stance against animal abusers. Fucking flames coming off their keyboard as they type about it. Whoa. It's just super dumb. It's really dumb. They've been doing this for actual years, by the way. Some of my...
fuck. If Dick Serto is that lazy, like, maybe I should be a writer for Dick Serto. Bishop! Ass trumpet are even weak towards these people. I'm shedding and it's not fun. Oh god.
Some of my favorites include this one about me insulting the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, calling it objectively bad.
Well,
which it is. That shit blows ass. It is terrible. Boo! Boo! I'll say it a million times. Modern Warfare 3's campaign was unforgivably cringe, worthless trash. Why would that ever need an article, though? pretty much everyone with eyes agrees with that take. There's nothing to write about there. They're just summarizing my review of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. What is the point?
Yeah, a news article is supposed to, like, not just summarize something, but also, like, provide information and also an opinion. Like, it's not just, this is what happened, unless it's, like, a car crash. And then, even then, you're still supposed to provide some form of information.
And speaking of what is the point, here's one they made about me being elated with YouTube streams after I moved away from Twitch. And then right before this one, they made an article saying Moist Critical suffers major YouTube stream issues after Twitch contract ends. These are two videos I made. One of them with the major issues was about how I accidentally locked my streams to 720 on YouTube for the first stream, as well as like not figuring out how to change the title or put like a custom thumbnail or whatever. Like it was all just like in jest, like it wasn't a big deal or anything. I was just explaining like, damn, this is like a lot different than I thought it would be. And they wrote a fucking article about it as if it's some kind of big breaking story. And then a month later, they're like, wow, Charlie's happy with streaming.
Yeah. Oh God, Charlie's having major issues. No, he's just like not used to the way YouTube Studio works. Like that's not a newsworthy thing.
Cool. Who gives a fuck? Why are we writing about that? Why would anyone at Dexerto even think that's worth writing about? I am confident that AI plays a huge role in their topics for Dexerto. Like, it's literally just taking random videos and portraying them as a news story. And they just, like, summarize in, like, 2 or 3 paragraphs what the video says at random sometimes. It's fucking stupid. It's a complete waste of time. I could go on and on with so many examples here, but there's no reason to. It'd just be super redundant. You get the point.
I can't believe that Dexerto is actually just, like, summarizing video. Like, holy shit. Like, I'm seriously thinking of just anonymously writing an article about myself and submitting it to Dexerto. I could write a better article than these people. Holy fuck, what the hell? What the hell? This is insane. What is going on with freaking anybody that's writing for any mainstream outlet? That's crazy. Let me see if I can select. Can I open that article? Let me take a look. Nope. That didn't work. Okay. How do I copy? Oh, I know. I know what I'll do. I'm stupid. I'll open that in this tab. And then I will there. Ignore the article? Okay. Okay. Mashup video is now in article format. Yeah, isn't that weird? So let's see. What else do we have? We have so much. Holy shit. So much stuff to watch. Where are we here? Oh, ooh, a moon landing denier. This will be fun. I think this is Simon Dan. Let's see. Here we go. This moonline denier thinks he has proof it was faked. Oh boy. Take it away.
A couple of weeks ago, I noticed this comment underneath one of my recent videos. I bet Simon Dan can't debunk my latest video, number 85, and that's a challenge.
Why do people do this? They're obviously trying to get views out of larger YouTubers. It's so pathetic.
Formerly Conspiracy Todd, you made a video about me around a year ago. Well, Todd, I love a challenge, so I looked up your video, and lo and behold, it needs debunking. Why, I hear you ask? Well, it's because Todd thinks that the lunar rover is proof of fakery. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a big thank you to the sponsors of this video, Boot.dev. Boot.dev is building the smartest way to master back-end development by tackling the hardest problem with e-learning, boredom. The folks at Boot.dev believe the smartest way to learn code is to make sure that you're never bored.
I wish I could learn. I feel like learning code. I've tried to learn code and it just doesn't make sense to me. To me, code is like Mandarin. I'm like, what?
Boot.dev is online, self-paced, and feels like a captivating RPG game. You will learn back-end web development from start to finish in the Python and Go programming languages. And it's designed to get you writing a ton of code, because getting your hands on the keyboard and shipping projects is the only real way to learn. You will learn XP, levels, achievements, and complete quests to get top spot on global leaderboards. And the great thing with Boot.dev is if you ever struggle to understand a concept, Boots, a powerful bear wizard that's been trained on each lesson, can walk you through your issues.
Okay,
He's an AI that will ask you questions to help you understand rather than hand you the answers. And on top of that,
I like
the
that.
Boot.dev Discord community is active too, and it's there to help you if you ever get stuck on any coding challenges. They never want a student feeling like they spent money on something that isn't helping them. So they offer a 30-day no questions asked refund policy and a free demo of every course and all of its features. Click the link in the description box and use my
That's
code
actually kinda
SIMONDAN
cool.
to get 25% off your first payment towards Boot.dev. That's 25% off your first month or your first year, depending on which subscription you choose. Right, on with today's video, which sees Todd, now the conspiracy dentist, take...
The conspiracy dentist. Those two things are not something you'd want together. A dentist and a conspiracy theorist.
Right, on with today's video, which sees Todd, now the conspiracy dentist, take a look at the lunar rover. Well, the lunar roving vehicle, if we're being precise. Now, Todd is going to break down 5 instances of fakery for us. It's nice of him. Take it away then, Todd.
Coding to me makes about as much sense as the color salmon pink to a blind person. Yeah, that's how I feel about coding. Because I'm like, especially with like the CSS shit, like all the visual shit, the elements and the anchors and everything. I'm like, what?
Hey guys, this is Conspiracy Todd. I'm the conspiracy dentist. I just want to show you a quick video that proves that the moon landings were fake. Just go to YouTube and type in lunar rover and click on this video right here by Dennis Sheriev. Okay, and I'm going to show you 5 reasons why this video is fake.
Well, someone's been busy, Todd, haven't they? Come on then, Todd. Let's hear them.
Okay, number 1 and the most important is the driver never moves.
What driver? It's a roving vehicle. What driver?
He's a dummy or a mannequin. Number 2, there's this fake movement at the very beginning where they try to make you think that the driver is moving. Number 3, there's a fake background all throughout the video, has a different color and texture. Number 4, there's this damaged tape part that is highly suspicious because it overlaps the time when the wheels are turning to the left.
Well, so, okay, but I'm pretty sure that the driver's in a fucking spacesuit, right? Because he's driving the vehicle on the moon, so he's not gonna be like doing acrobatics. Like, what movement are you expecting the driver to make?
And then straight again. And number 5, the rover behaves as if it's in Earth's gravity.
What?
Well, what can I say? Well, I can definitely say this. I guarantee that every single one of your points can be debunked. Guarantee. How do you like them apples?
Okay, so here's the video. We're going to play it from the start, and I'm going to point out the 5 things that are fake. First of all, he's not moving, and then he jumps to the new position to where his hands are down.
He jumps to. So the video was edited. Is that what you're telling me? So you're calling a jump cut proof that he's not moving?
Let's play that again. So his hands are out to the side. He's not moving. And then they splice the tape, and he's in a different position. Now, he won't move from this position for the rest of the video.
Okay, first off, the camera used for this was a 16mm Mora motion picture camera. Now that camera had the capability to run as low as 1, 6 or 12 frames per second. And that allowed them to get more moonwalk footage for the amount of film that the camera carried. Now this could be why we see such a quick movement of the astronauts' arms there. One frame they're up, the next frame they're down.
Right. Like, I didn't know that about the camera. I thought it was edited, but still. There's also a difference in recording speeds. That's what Simon Dan just pointed out. Yeah, like this is... I didn't realize the camera thing about the recording speeds, but that makes sense if that for why his arms move.
Okay, let's look here. There's a line right through here, and you can see the fake background, or what I think is fake background.
Huh?
From here down, this is real sand in a real stage area, and then from here up, it looks like a fake background because the color is different and the texture is different.
So are you telling me then that this never happens here on Earth? Look at this photo here. Over on the right, the colour and texture are different. Does that mean that that area on the right is fake? Or does that mean that areas of surface that are further away from you look different for a variety of reasons?
No, you can't. No. Visual fields don't change, Simon Dan. That's not real. That can't happen. It's clearly fake. The eye doesn't perceive things differently at all from further away.
All right, here you can really see the fake background, a line right through here.
The line right through here.
You can see a different color background, and it has a different texture to it also.
And let's take a look at the Apollo 16 LEM landing area a bit closer, shall we? I think you can see quite nicely here that it's sitting on a small ridge. There's a slope. And if we go back to the video footage, it does look like the LEM is angled slightly away from us.
Okay.
Especially over here. Totally different color and texture.
I wouldn't say different texture. You're sort of seeing what you want to see there.
Different texture, so what? Do you think the moon is a monolith of texture? Like everywhere on the surface of the moon is the same? Like, what do you expect it to be? This is... I'm not even scientific and I can debunk this. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect it to just be smooth glass on the moon? Like, what? Why would the textures not be different?
I'm going to speed it up a little bit, get him back over here. Okay, now, here in a second, watch him, he doesn't move. About right here, his wheels are about that one wheel is about 6 inches off the ground. That's about the most he bounces off the ground in the whole video.
That's a pretty big bounce.
So, he's going 10 kilometers an hour. I can run that fast for a long time.
And that's quite a like if you bounce 6 inches off the ground, that's pretty big for a vehicle that you're driving on a moon surface. No, the moon's made of cheese, not sand. Cannibalistic wizard.
He's not moving. He's not moving.
He's not. You're really
Todd,
stuck on
he's
him.
in a
not
very
moving.
restrictive spacesuit, which on the moon weighs around 15 kilograms. I'm not
That's 30
surprised he's
pounds
not
in freedom
moving
units.
about.
Okay, now we're fixing to be in the damaged tape part. You'll notice that the wheels are
What
straight
happens
right
is
here.
these morons take science and technology for
tape
today,
is damaged.
from today, and think it
We
works
come
for
back
back
and the wheels
then.
are turned all the way to the left.
And that is
also
weird.
film.
Why?
True.
I don't see any issue with that. He was clearly turning anyway at this point.
And then it's damaged again,
Yeah.
suspiciously.
What do you mean suspiciously? What do you mean it's damaged again suspiciously? It's on a moon that is full of craters and hills and fucking boulders everywhere. What the fuck are you talking about suspiciously?
And then when it comes back, the wheels are straight again. It's like they had trouble with the wheels turning, or there was something they were trying to hide.
Yeah, he was totally okay turning round at an earlier point in the video. Come on, Todd, you're clutching at straws here, buddy.
Jesus Christ, they're trying to hide something just because he had trouble maneuvering the wheels? Jesus Christ. This is... It's like salt flats in our desert don't have changes in medium, right? It's not cheese, it's actually a pudding. Pudding. Depending on the objectives, the suit could still be upwards of 30 pounds on the moon. But still, 30 pounds is pretty heavy, even in 1/6 the Earth's gravity, which is what the moon is.
One more time, you can see that his left arm is held out in this stiff position.
Yeah, because
And
he's
this
wearing a
driver
spacesuit.
never really moves from this position. He jostles up and down like a dummy would, but he does.
He's in a rigid spacesuit. Do you think the spacesuits of today were the spacesuits of back then? You don't think they've made, like, improvements in the mobility of spacesuits back from the 1970s to now? The wheels are flexible wire. It's like driving on pneumatic tires. Oh, cool.
Does not move.
But a human riding on the lunar rover in lunar gravity at only 10 kilometers an hour wouldn't jostle around. Come on, Todd. I think you know that's nonsense, don't you?
Now here again are the 5 points of fakery in this video.
Fakery. The 5 points of fakery, all of which you have come up with, are not points of fakery. They're just points of your lack of understanding of how visual acuity works, how gravity works, and how space technology works.
The driver never moves. He acts like he's a dummy.
I wouldn't expect him to necessarily move, but he does bounce around consistently with the rover.
Number 2, there's a fake movement at the very beginning. They're trying to make you think that the driver is moving.
If they were doing that, then they have failed miserably. If they
Yeah.
were filming it here on Earth, why not use a real person to try and fool us? Why use a dummy?
Number 3, the fake background. All throughout the video, you can see the fake background having different color and texture from the foreground.
That's just your eyes. The mind sees what it
Yeah.
wants to see.
It's pareidolia right there.
Number 4, that damaged tape part is suspicious because it coincides with the turning of the wheels and then the straightening out of the wheels. Why would the tape be damaged right then?
Even though the wheels turn on tape loads earlier on.
Because, first of all, why would that tape be damaged? Because it's 50 years old and it was filmed on film. So it's not a digital rendering.
Very suspicious. And number 4, the rover behaves as if it's in Earth's gravity. The wheels only jump about 6 inches off the ground. If
How
it
much
was
were
on the
you?
moon, the moon's gravity is 1/6 that of Earth, you would expect it to jump 6 times higher than it would on Earth.
And how high on Earth would you expect it to jump at 10 kilometers an hour, Todd? Just asking.
Like, okay, so you think that that rover should have jumped 36 inches because of the gravity of 1/6 the Earth's gravity means that things should jump 6 times higher than okay. How high, again, like Simon Dan asked, how high should a rover or a vehicle jump on the Earth at 10 kilometers an hour? Okay, Duck Dog.
So let's just play that video at, I think what they did is they slowed the video down by about half speed.
Why?
So we'll just play it at 2 times speed and see if it appears that it's in, see if it appears normal. Okay, so here we are with the video at
Yes,
double
slow the
speed.
video down. Let's see if that appears normal.
To me, it appears that this is a lot closer to what it would look like on Earth.
Well, no, because it still jumps really high for what is a comparatively low speed.
Right.
And it's
Because it's 10 kilometers an hour. It shouldn't be like 6. That's half a foot, dude. That is high. Like, my bar on my desk that I have my feet on is probably about 3 inches off the ground. That, and the rover, which is an entire vehicle in and of itself with a person in it, jumped half a foot. The rover also has weights put in it after landing, if I remember correctly. That I'm not sure. I don't know that.
It's jumping off the ground or bouncing off the ground about what you would expect on Earth.
How do you know?
So I think what they did is they just, what I said, slowed the video down by half. And is that sand falling back to Earth as you would expect it to fall?
Falling back
on
to Earth, huh?
I think
Look
it
it
is.
up. How much did
Do
it
you
weigh?
understand, Todd? Do you know just how many studies have been done on the behaviour
let's
of the
do
lunar
that.
regolith? I don't think
Let's do that. Oh. That's funny. Google actually guessed it. £460. So, 460 pounds with an astronaut in it. So we'll make that like almost 600 pounds, because we'll say an astronaut's like 180 pounds. Okay, we'll say that they require an astronaut to be under 200 pounds. So we'll say 180. Okay, so we'll say 580 pounds going at 10 kilometers an hour, being jostled at 6 inches off the ground. That's a pretty significant lift.
I think you do you? Saying, I think that's how it would act on Earth because you're eyeballing it is quite simply hilarious. Dear oh dear.
So anyway, guys, please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and pass it around to your friends. I think the moon landings were fake. What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments below, and we'll get a conversation started. Thanks. Bye.
Do you
I
actually
think you know
want,
what I think, Todd.
Do you actually want a conversation started? That's the thing. They always say, let's get a conversation started. But the minute you come at them with, like, actual facts, they're like, no, you're just a stupid science denier. You don't know what you're talking about. You're You're a science shill. That's what they call you. You're a science shill. And so they just it's crazy. It's crazy what these people say. It is absolutely crazy that these people are like, it was fake because I said so. That's basically what they say. It was faked because I say so. Video games getting blamed for bad parenting. Are we shocked? Are we at all shocked? Because I'm not shocked. At all. I'm not shocked at all about that. But let's take a listen here.
Fish TV, this is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about video games and lawsuits. Apparently, parents don't want to parent and they want to sue video game companies for making their kids fat, depressed, crazy, whatever. Take your pick.
Well, how about you be a parent and regulate how many hours a day your kid plays video games?
Some of these stories, I'm like, wow, and you didn't do anything before now?
Right?
Yeah, so this, kind of got kicked off with an article coming from Cleveland that there's a woman who is suing multiple software companies for intentional video game addiction. There are a bunch of lawsuits from a bunch of parents. I think basically what happened.
Really intentional video game addiction. So you can't be bothered to be like, hey, turn off the console and get the fuck outside. Turn off the console, go read a book. Turn off the console, you have chores to do. Like, why are none of these parents doing that? My kids aren't even teenagers yet, and I'm already, me and Pink Hollow, we're already like, hey, you get off the console, do this. You're not getting console time until your chores are done. You're not getting console time until, like, if you have homework, that gets done first. Are we back in the late 80s, early 90s again? Apparently, Spittlebuggies.
Happens is like one person does it, they see it on social media, and they're like, my kids kind of got a problem with video games too. I'm going to go ahead and sue.
Well, a couple weeks ago, there was an article that you have pulled up that said that there's a trend.
Yeah.
That parents, this is from Business Week?
Yeah.
And they said there's a trend of parents suing. Now, this article, real quick, I want to start out with the first paragraph. And no, go down. They're talking about this person. It says her 14-year-old has played Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Roblox games so much over the past 9 years that led to brain damage and stroke and seizures.
Why would you let your child play video games to the point where they're fucking seizing? That is a parenting problem. That is not fucking Blizzard's fault or EA Sports' fault. Like, holy shit, that is your fault because you couldn't be bothered to tell your kid to get off the video games, and then by the time you wanted to start telling him to get off the video games, he would throw an epic tantrum that you didn't want to deal with. So this is a you problem, not a video game developer problem.
Your 14-year-old was playing Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Her 9-year-old's been playing, other women playing made the same games at an increasing and uncontrollable pace since age 6, diagnosed with multiple psychiatric disorders.
Yes.
Age 6, you let your kid play Call of Duty? What the fuck? Like, we've let, like, Driving Ape has let the kids, like, take over for him for a couple of minutes while he's gone to do something, but like when it's their time to play console, we're like, you can't play online game. Like, you, I understand the seizure issue, but goddamn, say no for health reasons. Yeah, the whole labeling system is a scam. Yup. But it's ridiculous. Like, these parents don't do anything to make their children regulate themselves, and then they blame the thing that they're addicted to instead of blaming themselves for not teaching them how to regulate.
The problem is you're not paying attention to what your kids are doing, and you're parking them in front of the PlayStation or the Xbox or the computer.
Taking them away.
Take the games away.
Yeah, when your kid is bad or like doesn't do what they're supposed to do, don't be like, hey, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now get out of my face and go play your Xbox. Take the fucking Xbox away.
Well, they get sad. Well, take the games away.
Well, the 14-year-old, who knows? I mean,
They're
they get older.
supposed to
Remember
get
that kid,
sad.
the video of the kid that
With
was
the
like,
Switch? They took his Switch away?
or the one where dad mowed over their, I think that's trying to be a stage, but they mowed over their games.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
people, I think, get to a point where you're afraid of your kids because they threaten you physically.
Well, that's why you don't allow your children to ever think they can threaten you physically. Where the fuck are parents going? Like, why are parents allowing their children to even think that a physical threat is a thing that they should even consider opening their mouth to say? Like, that is not... That in itself is a parenting problem right there. If you're afraid that your children are going to physically threaten you, you have lost the plot of what it means to be a parent.
So I'm not saying that this is the instance here, but I know
Right.
of cases. So before we get into it any further,
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
woohoo!
Go out to Indiegogo. You have another chance to back Shadowbinders Volume 3 coming later this year, as well as picking up another copy of Shadowbinders 1 and 2. If you missed out, we're going to be reprinting those later this year as well. We are sold out of those books for the second time. We keep selling
Remember,
out of
I
these
don't
books.
count. I don't
thank
play
you.
with sound.
So thank you
alone
very
voice.
much.
I know.
So check that out. Link in the comments. I'm gonna pin it to the comments. So yeah, let's talk about this. I guess maybe go first with this article talking about the flurry of lawsuits.
Well, you know what else is addictive or should be addictive? Our channel.
It should be.
And as far
Yes.
as having psychiatric disorders, we seem to have a lot of people who don't like us who have those.
We do trigger people.
But, like,
yes.
I
There
will let
needs to be a
myself-
warning. There needs to be a trigger warning at the beginning of the video.
I let the kids play Mortal Kombat sometimes, but I don't let them play online. And I only let them play Invasions mode. They're not allowed to play online. They can play single player. They can play towers, and they can play Invasions mode. And the reason I don't let them go online is because they're young. Like, I don't have my voice chat turned on, so they can't hear anybody talking. But I'm not going to let them play video games online. Making kids responsible is hard, but it's a purposely needed thing. Yep. Exactly.
Video instead of the music, which people are arguing about. Like, hey, you might get triggered listening to Clownfish TV because they might have opinions mild opinions that you might disagree with.
And then you'll stalk them for 2 years and have
2
meltdowns
years.
on X about He-Man every other day.
Over cartoons.
So look, I want to be clear. I do think that some games are intentionally addictive. I do think that
Most of the
it's
mobile
kind of
games.
like some people.
Sorry, most mobile games are intentionally addictive. Like fucking Candy Crush and Angry Birds and all those mobile games, those are intentionally addictive. And they're intentionally addictive and intentionally make you have to buy stuff to continue to play on purpose. But I think most console and PC games are not meant that way.
Some people have personalities that are easily, they're susceptible to this kind of thing. That's why we have people with gambling addictions and different kinds of addictions.
Yeah.
And since they're it makes a very
Remember, guys,
strong
you guys
response
can
because
support the
it
stream by
is
going to
intermittent
streamlabs.com.
reinforcement, and that's
There's
something
9
that
of you in
causes
chat. We could kill
a very
the stream
strong
goal with
connection for
all of you
people
sent
in a lot
$10.
of ways. So I'm not disagreeing that, and there are definite cases where things are being addictive. That being said, we're talking about children, and you're their parent. If you're finding that your child
need to be the one that polices what your children are doing. it's not the company that produces the product's problem. It's not the Nerf gun's fault if your child decides to stop shooting Nerf darts and whacks their friend over the head with the actual Nerf gun. That's not Nerf's fault. That's your kid and your fault because you've taught your kid that, or you haven't taught your kid that fucking violence isn't the answer. Okay? It's not Blizzard's fault if you let your kid play Call of Duty to the point where they're having seizures. That's your fault. Okay? Jesus Christ, I'm not going to be buying foam installation at Lowe's again. $27 for 1x4x8. Jesus Christ! What's it made of? Fucking silver? Fuck, man!
Out is reacting to these things in a negative way, then I would think that would be the time to try some different things. I'm not saying just take it away completely at first because I don't think that's going to work. But there's different things that you could probably do that you could gradually retrain your children.
Regulate your kids. Like when we get home from school, they are not allowed to just jump on the console. There's like 2 hours of you have to go play outside, you have to go do your chores, make sure your homework is done, make sure all this, they're not allowed to just come home and jump on the screen. That's not how that works.
That they don't need that. That being said, that's hard.
So they're actually comparing it to all the litigation against big tobacco. Again, nobody forced you to smoke, but it was advertised heavily. It is addictive once you do it.
Nobody forces people.
McDonald's. I mean, they sue everybody.
I'm fat because McDonald's. Don't eat it then.
Don't eat McDonald's. Well, I can't.
Don't eat McDonald's. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't let your kids play video games for hours and hours and hours and hours a day without regulation.
I have to eat McDonald's because I can't afford good food. I'm like, well, now McDonald's is freaking like the Taj Mahal of fast food.
Good. Now people won't eat. They won't be eating that, so that's a win.
Now you're gonna have to just go buy a bag of carrots or something because I don't know what to tell you. McDonald's is too expensive. But it's crazy. People want to sue all these companies for their own bad choices, and I do believe to some extent. To some extent, maybe they do engage in some practices that are kind of even the marketing, like I'm looking at advertisements for Coca-Cola and for cigarettes and all this stuff from years ago. It's like, hey, feed your baby Pepsi. Hey.
That was stupid. It's safe to put pop in your baby's bottle. That was stupid. I smoke because I can, not because I should. Yeah. Yeah, I never smoked because I was forced to. I smoked because I wanted to try it, and then I got hooked. And, I really enjoyed cigarettes. I am not gonna lie. I was one of those smokers that had a brand of cigarette because I could tell the difference between brands, and I felt like De Maurier was the best tasting brand of cigarette. Of course, De Maurier got stupidly expensive, and I had to switch to fucking Pall Mall and Next right before I quit when I got pregnant. But I enjoyed cigarettes. I was never there were people that were convinced that my best friend made me start smoking. It was so stupid.
Smack your wife on the ass if she doesn't make you a cup of coffee.
Oh, that's right. And tell her coffee's terrible. That was a long time ago. But
I smack you on the ass when you don't make me coffee. I'm like, get me coffee.
No, you don't.
No,
because if you did that, you'd get smacked in the face.
I had more teeth. I had more teeth when we first got married.
No, but I do think that there's definite steps taken by industries. Like they talked about different snack industries talking about things they put in it to try to make them more addictive to people. I 100% agree.
Yep.
And I mean, everyone is in some way has something that's like a vice for them that they can't quit. So I'm not saying that this is completely people's faults, but at the same time, I'm like, we're talking about kids. and you're their parents, and you're going to have to tell them no sometimes. And
Yeah, but parents
you know,
don't want
if your
to tell
kids stay
their
up all night
kids no.
playing games, then you know, take the system away.
Because
just like-
turn off the.
all they care about is they remember when their parents were screaming at them, and they don't want to scream at their kids. So instead of coming up with a solution that doesn't involve screaming, they just say yes. Because they want to be their kid's friend. Because they see the relationship that their parents have with their younger siblings, and they want to have that with their kids. But they also want their kids to listen to them and be good kids. They don't understand that you can't be friends with your kids.
The password, change the Wi-Fi password, etc.
I would say kids are probably more addicted to their phones at
I would
this
say
point.
TikTok and stuff like that. Yeah,
TikTok. And there again, I mean, look, I'm not denying that there is an addictive element here, because they actually do in some cases. Like I know Epic Games actually hires people to make the game addictive because they want you to keep buying
fucking
V-Bucks.
Fortnite, man. Fortnite is really bad for that. How to roll my own because California. Oh. They don't sell like packs of cigarettes
They want
anymore?
you to keep playing. They want you to come back.
and in that case, they'll probably win because they have proof they have hired people to do that. Then that lends credence to what they're saying, and that might give them a win, but it doesn't actually change the issue.
No. So this was the beginning of the month. There were a couple of parents going after Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, Roblox, Epic Games, which does Fortnite.
Oh, Disney. Yeah,
the companies are part of an industry whose global revenue is forecast to top 200 billion. That's what this is all about, right?
Yeah, it's making tons and tons of money. They are mad that they have failed their children, and they're seeing a ton of potential to make money off of suing these companies.
So the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, said that we prioritize creating positive experiences for the entire player community and provide easy-to-use tools for players, parents, and caregivers to
TikTok
manage
even has a
numerous
screen
aspects of
addiction setting
gameplay.
in this
Claims that say otherwise are not
settings.
rooted in fact.
Oh,
They ignore
that's
the
what
reality
that
that
screen
billions of
time
people
thing is
play
for.
globally of all ages and backgrounds play video games in a healthy, balanced
that's just
way.
it. You have a lot of people who can walk away. I think that there's other elements at play here. That people they just tend to be easily addicted to things because of different reasons or their personality.
Yeah, I personally don't think they have a leg to.
Meanwhile, you can get lawn darts in Tennessee and Kentucky. Meanwhile, you can get lawn darts in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia for like $6. Really?
To stand on, but apparently they're trying to compare it to a win that they had with social media.
Yes, that's the first thing I thought of was that.
And these online games,
Yeah,
especially,
that's
are
crazy.
designed to keep you there. It's it's just like every other every social media platform is designed to keep you on the platform
Yeah.
as long as possible.
More so than before.
More so than before, because they want you there, because then they can monetize you. Either
Yeah, social media is way more addictive than video games, I would say. And it's way more addictive for children than video games. And that's why I think we should have kids off social media.
you're giving them money directly, or they're monetizing you by throwing ads in your face. That's kind of how it works. But like, I did a video on the gaming channel a couple months ago, 6 months ago, about how they were trying to sue for their kid being fat
Oh yes, I remember.
because their kid packed on all kinds of weight because he just sits around and plays video
Hey,
games.
I'm going to tell you, and this is like, I don't care if it makes me look bad or whatever, but I'm seeing it across the board that parents, their kids get phones or their kids get iPads. Where what happened with our kids, where they were on the iPads more and more. We had to do stuff to step in about it. Gaming systems, whatever, and then they aren't moving. That's why some of the cool things like they have different games. Well, the kids always play on the VR headset. That's the
Beat
Just
Saber.
Beat
They play
Saber and things like
Saber.
that, where you're moving around.
Okay, Beat Saber. Yeah, then there's Just Dance. Like, there's video games where you can move. ESA ruined entertainment. Yep. Oh, lung darts. Oh,
you know,
okay.
are good things to get your kids into doing that too.
Cigarettes.
But there is definitely a connection between when kids start using devices and then they gain weight.
Yeah.
Well, we need to bring back the Wii. That needs to be Nintendo's next system. They need another Wii. So they already had the Wii U. They need the Wii.
The Wii.
The Wii. Yeah. So we're gonna have another Wii that makes you exercise and whatever. And that's one good thing about VR. Maybe you will get more exercise with VR. But I remember they were trying to sell the Wii as basically exercise equipment. Like they were using it in schools, Wii Boxing and Wii Fit.
Yeah, the Wii Fit was fun. I liked Wii Boxing. Wii Boxing was great. And then there's the Wii Fencing and the Wii Archery, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do.
Even though Wii Fit tells everybody they're fat if they're not fat.
Yeah, that's true because we're not.
It's like
Westerners aren't the same as people in Asia.
They had to. I remember when the Wii Fit balance boards came out, they had to reinforce them for America because they're like, yeah, you're all supersized. We didn't design this thing for you, Gaijin. You guys are all too dang
You
fat.
fatty,
But yeah,
fats.
that was earlier this month, and now in Ohio. There's another woman. So I think what's going on, I think we have a lot of bandwagon jumpers. They're like, hot damn, my kid's a loser, so I can jump on this, and I didn't parent my kid, but I can get some money. So monetize.
Oh, and they banned menthol.
I'd say that. Well, they're having emotional and psychological issues and gaming is what they're focused on. But I thought my fault.
It's not my fault, but I'm going to cash it. So which is worse, right? I mean, seriously, think about this. Which is worse? The video game companies monetizing your kid, or you being a shitty parent and actually getting paid to be a shitty parent?
I would say you being a shitty parent and then instead of like fixing your shitty parenting, going and getting money for being a shitty parent. I would say that would be the worst.
Because that's what's going on here.
And two things can exist at the same time. Video game companies could be making things addictive, and you're a shitty parent. Could also be happening simultaneously.
You know the stuff. Television is designed to be addictive. They a lot of times, look, just very basic stuff like with scripted TV shows. They always have a cliffhanger before the commercial break.
Yep.
Because they want you to be on the edge of your seat. Like, oh my God, is MacGyver going to get blown up or what?
Yeah, they want you to stick around for the commercials because they want you to A, come back after the commercials are done, and B, stay for the commercials because then you'll be able to be advertised to.
But,
last episode.
Next, we have to make sure that you come back. You watch the commercials.
Yeah.
Because we need you coming back. We have to have, because the advertisers need you coming back. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm going to go take a bathroom break and then just never come back.
Well, sometimes you do that. But the reason I said the comment last episode is every time we watch MacGyver or one of those shows, my dad would be like, this is the last episode. This is the last. It never was. I mean, it was eventually, but he would always tell you this is the last episode when you were kids. And you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry.
All right. So yeah, I know, right? Well, now you can say that because you never know when the last episode is going to be of a show because they cancel stuff so quick now. It's like, oh yeah, it's the last episode. Cliffhanger. Yep. You're never going to get an ending. Cleveland, Ohio, the mother of a 12-year-old Cuyahoga County boy has sued the companies that make popular video games such as Fortnite and Madden, along with dozens of other women, accusing them of intentionally designing games to make players addicted. Sonia Foster said that her son's addiction caused him to suffer severe emotional distress, lose friends, and exhibit bouts of extreme rage and anger.
No, to be fair, it does happen. I mean,
well, then maybe you should have regulated his gameplay, Sonia Foster, instead of just going, yeah, honey, you can play. It makes you happy.
When we started getting like the home entertainment systems when we were kids, those things were way harder than the stuff now. And you talked about how you bit your controller. People would throw controllers. Squid King once threw a controller into a television set. Okay. And when that happened, we were like, oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah, he was done.
And,
I'm like,
and that was
done.
it. I mean, he still got to play games, but it was very limited. But to be fair, when that happened and he realized that and he was about 12 at the time.
So my oldest was playing on the PS5 with his brother, and he got upset and slammed one of my controllers down on the desk. And PS5 controllers are $100 a pop. He didn't break it, but I was like, you're done. No more PS5 for you. You do not slam. First of all, this is not your console. Neither of these controllers belong to you. I was letting you play on this as a treat, and you're going to slam one of the controllers. You are done. You are done. No more PS5. Can't miss it, I'll hold my pee. So this is what I just refuse to just, I refuse to let him play on the PS5 anymore. Oh, we're about to have an ad break. Perfect timing. We can go for an ad, we can go for a be right back break and then come back. Because the ad starts in 1 minute. So, we can take a be right back break for the ad. So let me hit the 5 button, go mute, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We are back. Gee, I don't know if we're even going to get to freaking question period today. with all the videos we have. I may just have to watch it and summarize it.
Time, and he realized this is not good. This is very not good. He actually took steps on his own as well to be like, I gotta, I broke the TV.
Yeah, you
At
broke the TV.
We didn't have a lot of money. You had gotten laid off, and we didn't have a lot, and we were trying to figure out how to replace the TV. And he saw how much of a struggle it put on everyone, and we did actually get it worked out.
He offered to sell his kaiju collection.
He did, which he got back. Lessons were learned, and he himself took steps to be like, okay, I have a problem. I'm out of control, and this isn't good. But we also extensively limited, what he was allowed to do, and someone was it was with him when he was playing games and stuff like that for out of control, and this isn't good. But we also extensively limited. What he was allowed to do, and someone was with him when he was playing games and stuff like that. Even the games, he was allowed.
So this of all the games, it was Overwatch.
And it was because our internet was crap and it kept dropping.
So
he had shitty connection with playing Overwatch, and he lost his shit and broke the TV. Yeah, that definitely means you need to take some time away. There are times where the youngest one, if he's playing Invasions and he can't get through a thing and he gets mad, I'm like, okay, time to turn off Mortal Kombat. You can't get mad. This it's time for you to pick a different game, because you just don't want that type of attitude.
So what happened, as I found out later, was apparently with Blizzard, it's constantly pinging the servers, but the connection would drop on Comcast, and so he'd get kicked out of the match. So it wasn't even his fault.
He'd get punished for it.
He was freakishly, and he still is freakishly good at Overwatch, right? But he got kicked out of the match, and he'd get mad because he's like, every time I get kicked out, I get demoted.
He would get punished in some way.
Yeah, and it wasn't even his fault, and it was just because the stupid Comcast connection would drop. And I didn't realize until a couple months later that was an issue. But the only option we had was Comcast.
But the thing is, the point is, it was escalated.
Yeah.
It became a problem, and we did not let it stay as a problem. And so, but emotional outbursts, I 100% agree with, and I have seen myself. I have seen it, countless videos of people having a hissy about being told not to play games.
Yep.
And you don't do something about it when they're younger. When they get to be older, they're going to think they should just park their ass at your house and play games all day, and you're not allowed to tell them no. They'll threaten you. So you're better to take care of it when they're younger. But they were talking about this issue with the kid. If you go back up, they're saying about it was down below.
I'm
You're right.
starting to
saying
feel
about
like
age
question
4. He
period's
started playing at
getting
age
very
4. What a lot of
repetitive.
children do. Plays 5 to 10 hours per day.
Holy shit!
That's a job.
And he lost friends, developed poor hygiene.
No
has
shit,
physical
you're playing
outbursts when
5
told
to
to stop
10 hours a
playing.
day?
Sometimes directed at his mother.
Well,
when
okay.
you're 12. I mean,
insane.
If you're gonna play that much and you're gonna have poor hygiene, at least get paid for it. I mean, everybody makes fun of Asmongold and his
holy shit. If you're gonna play 10 hours of gaming, on the weekends, sometimes the kids play a lot of screens, right? But it's broken up between times of a couple of hours here and there outside with their friends, and then they come back in and play, and then they go outside and play, and then they come back in and play, right? But 10 hours straight at 12, that is insane. No. That is way too much. That is way too much time.
His room being dirty.
I've heard.
But he's a millionaire. Kid, if you're gonna do it, at least get freaking paid for it.
But I mean, 5 to 10 hours per day is a lot,
That's
especially
a lot.
at 12. And you're talking about how he stays up all night.
Watch Willy Wonka, the original, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Mike TV.
Mike TV, right? Because the same thing was going on back then.
Yep.
People said, hey, TV is addicting. This is addicting. That's addicting. Anything, if you have an addictive personality, anything can
Anything's
become
addictive.
If you're missing something else in your life,
Yep.
Even if you're not missing something in your life, but people that have an addictive personality, it tends to be across the board. They get addicted to gambling, they
That's
get
what I'm
addicted
saying.
to alcohol, they get addicted.
But when you're starting to see things like they're losing friends, they're not getting cleaned up. You're going to have to do, and they're going to have.
As a parent, How do you sit there and let your kids sit in their own filth for 10 hours every day on a video game and then be like, it's not my fault. It's the video game's fault. It's the company's fault. How? I daily play like 8 to 14 hours a day. Right, but you're an adult, right? Like, there's a difference. If I could play Mortal Kombat for hours and hours a day, I would. Because then I'd be able to get good enough to go play professionally and have a chance at that $100,000 prize pool. But that's just not how it is, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Anger outburst, because that's typical with something like an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, you see like these different things. We have interventions where people are addicted to drugs and things. And they have violent, excessive rage and outbursts. That's normal reaction to addiction. It is an addiction, and I agree it happens, but it's not like something that happens to everyone. And just like drugs, people get addicted to it and they can't get off of it, but they're the ones that still continue to take it. You can't, the drugs are addictive, yes, but they keep choosing to take it. So I mean, I think there's blame to go to the video game industry and somewhat because they are hiring people, like you said, to make it addictive.
Right, but
probably why you do hate
you can turn it off.
Yes, if it's online, change the Wi-Fi password. You know?
We're not talking about adults here. We're not talking. We're talking about children that you can cut them off from the credit card. You can say, hey, and
you get 1 hour.
Yeah, but the long weekend, our
like
youngest sat there for 6.5 hours.
You are not playing this game until you get cleaned up and you clean up your room or
wipe your ass.
Right, you do things. Yeah, you do these things, and then you earn your hour. And maybe on a weekend or summer you might get 2. Unless it's something, but if it's a case where they cannot at all, then they're gonna have to find another outlet.
Yeah, like now it's like earn your console time. Like our oldest has now started doing the dishes. We get the youngest one to like make sure his room is cleaned up. It's just like you can't let your kids get into the habit of playing for hours and hours and hours at a time. You have to take away the console when it gets to be too much, and you have to be the parent and weather the storm of the temper tantrum. Your parent is your kids. You're not your kid's friend. You're your kid's guide. I watch too much on my tablet, but I try and accomplish something every day. Well, you're also an adult, Spittlebuggies, and you I've heard you take care of your kids and everything like that. So like you're not just you're not just only watching your tablet.
Yeah, for real. I mean, this is the thing that gets me about
But their answer is, let's sue the gaming industry and get a lot of money.
You're being rewarded for being a shitty parent.
And then what?
Yeah.
You get a lot of money, and then what?
They just play more games.
That's what they're going to do. They're probably let their kids play more games. And then what?
What do the parents do? What do the parents do for a living? I want to know what they do. They play games all day?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, and then what? Okay, you get the money. Cool. And then what?
Yeah.
Are you using it to pay for therapy? Are you using it to pay for, you know what I'm saying? And then what?
And then
that's what I want to know. Like, okay, he has anger directed at his mother. So you win the court case. Okay, and how does that fix the situation?
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pair it and stop the situation. Well, you would have done that, either way.
Yeah, I think we have some bottom-feeding lawyers going around trying to find extreme cases of video game addiction to monetize.
I think that's the case. I think some parents are probably just doing, and I'm gonna tip in the parents' benefit. Some are probably just doing it because they're trying to send a message.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the word out there that parents need to watch this stuff
well, they do, and they probably the parents should be doing other things to send the message, because they shouldn't be rewarded for being bad parents, because it's fairly obvious that you shouldn't let your kids game for that many hours a day.
Because it is something I see is increasing, but I do think a lot of people are just in it for money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Check out Shadowbinders on Indiegogo. You got about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks
Not as
left.
addictive as Fortnite.
No, it's not. It should be. We need to fix that. What can we do? We
For
need more
Shadowbinders?
Yeah,
No.
more boobs.
More
No.
boobs.
No, it's PG. It's PG-13.
They're not doing that.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
Let's,
We'll talk
no,
later.
no,
Bye.
more boobs. I agree. More boobs. We all need more boobs in our lives. We all need more boobs in our lives. I think it's very important that we have all the boobs that we can. Oh my god. So we are going to pull up the Mutahar video next. And I didn't put that video in the description, which I will do after it's uploaded. Let me just grab it up here. Let me just grab it. There we go. It's called This Guy Just Keeps Slandering Me.
Hello, guys and gals.
So there we go. We've got Mutahar coming up now. Yeah, I think we're going to skip question period for the day because I feel like it's just getting more and more repetitive. And it's just the same stuff every single day. Let's see. Lucky my kids are older and I have ways to check on them at least. Not like spyware. But logging and checking on what they're clicking on. Exactly. 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 It's important to keep an eye on what your kids are watching. So we're going to take a look at this guy and see if this is the same person who's calling Windigoon a right-wing Nazi. Because if I bet you it is. Let's take a look at what Mutahar has to say about this video. Remember, guys, this stream is brought to you by you, and you can help support me by going to streamlabs.com/blindpress, sending in a tip, and telling me whether to do jumping jacks, bicep curls, or weighted squats. Let's see what Mutahar has to say.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and today's video is brought to you by Common Sense, which unfortunately isn't so common anymore. We're also bringing you a side sponsor as well, known as Objectivity, research, and bringing things up in good faith. This is something that the subject to today's video absolutely lacks. So if you're interested in Common Sense, go to www.thisisagoddamnjoke.com/SOG. All right, I'm sure somebody's going to buy that goddamn domain. But anyways,
That's
ladies and
funny.
gentlemen, I was called
This
out
is
a
a
few
goddamn
days ago by a
joke.com.
YouTuber known as In Praise of Shadows.
Oh,
okay?
it is
a channel
that guy.
covers horror history, reviews, and
It is
retrospectives.
that guy.
And while this was something that was a little bit unexpected, this is not a channel I've really seen. I've seen one of his videos pop up in a feed. Never really watched it because I don't really watch it horror movie retrospectives. If you think what I watch is, this is the kind of content that I look up, okay? Look up any old game from the 90s, space, type in retrospective. Find the longest video you can and just watch it the rest of the day. That's the...
So that's what Mutahar watches. Old game retrospectives.
content that I
Okay.
consume. Okay, that's literally what Mutahar watches. But of course, this is a guy that genuinely appears to make some pretty good objective videos about horror movies. His most
Okay.
recent video was Bad Conservative Horror Movies, where yours truly and friends of the channel, Wendigoon, Brandon Buckingham, so on and so forth, Oompaville got called out for promoting bad things, being associated
What?
with the bad people on the internet.
Wait, conservative horror movies? Is that like, what's that one that's coming out? Oh, it's not, it's the opposite of Sound of Freedom. But it's the same vein. What the hell is that? America the Brave, no, what's it called? I watched the trailer for it on stream.
And this is where I want to kind of respond, because I really feel like I was taken in the most bad faith representation possible. And I'm going to use this video to kind of make fun of this stupid shit and also address some serious misconceptions that really don't bother me at the end of the day, but enough for me to discuss it and kind of laugh at with the general community, okay? At the end of the day, I only care about my relationship to you, my fan base, okay? It is what it is. If you're somebody that hates me and clicks on these videos to say, Muda, you're a smelly poo boy, then honestly, I can't convince you, okay? Good.
I love how Muda makes up these very, very wholesome insults about himself.
Drop your comment for the engagement and I guess do what you have to, all right? I don't really care. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's fun to kind of laugh at these things and again, sort of like debunk a lot of the stupid misrepresentation.
I generally don't watch themed horror movies. That's a good one. That's a good way to go, Spittlebuggies.
You find on the internet.
Call them out individually.
Now, this guy's video, Bad Conservative Horror Movies, watch a little bit of his content and you can kind of understand his political ideologies and his leanings, mostly left-oriented. Not to say that there isn't bad conservative horror movies or bad conservative content sometimes. Doesn't really matter what your political spectrum is.
What is a bad conservative
No matter what side of the
movie,
political spectrum you're on, you're all capable of making absolute dog water. For instance, Daily Wire Plus launched Mr. Bircham, okay? Meet Mr. Bircham, a no-nonsense woodshop teacher at odds with his gamer son, snowflake students, and the school's Jedi.
Okay. This is from the Daily Wire, huh? Daily Wire Plus. Okay, so...
Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Officer. Again, this is something Adam Carolla's been pitching for a while, and I watched a few clips of this, and man, let me tell you right now, okay? If goddamn Family Guy, actually Family Guy has always been kind of funny and has made edgy jokes, but the point is, if Family Guy and South Park still exist, dropping this thing, pile driving it into the ground, this is one of those shows where you watch a few snippets out of, and it's literally like written by like a 40-year-old who just wants to appeal to one specific crowd.
Oh, God.
It's really the wildest thing about politics, right? You got like the extreme left wing and the extreme right wing, and like all the majority is in like the center middle area, and we're all just like collectively grown.
Yeah, is it right? Thank you, Mudahar. We're all just watching this nonsense happen on either side of us, and we point out that they're both morons, and then they shit on us. And, oh, you're in the center. You can't make a decision. You can't pick a side. Ah!
And the cringe some of these people spit out in their entire camps. But again, to go back to our buddy Praise of Shadows, he made this video, Bad Conservative Horror Movies. And while this video is 2 hours and 45 minutes, it used to be an hour
This guy
more,
really stepped in
where
it
it
by
contained an
going
entire
after
hit piece
Wendigoon,
on our buddy Wendigoon,
Oompa,
primarily,
Brandon, and Muda.
but also I got
Yeah.
strays, Oompaville got strays, Brandon got strays, Turkey Tom got strays, pretty much everyone got strays. This man delivered a bad faith representation, and it's time to actually debunk why it was bad faith. Now I'm going to play one snippet from this video where he actually talks about Appalachia in a very wild sense, a area of the United States that covers about 18 actual states, okay? So let's actually listen to this banger.
Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally racist. Genuinely in the Appalachia is
18 actual states, okay? So let's actually listen to this banger.
Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally racist. Genuinely in this part of the country, you have to assume that any white person you meet is racist unless they show you otherwise.
Oh. Okay. That's heavily generalized. So apparently, if you live in deep Appalachia and you're a white person, you're just automatically a racist. And you have to show otherwise if you're not.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm sure you're one of the good white guys out there. But this is one of those statements that I kind of wanted to talk about because honestly, it kind of paints a perspective for what this person's like, view of the world really is. Now, I'm sure that obviously there is definitely racism in some deep parts of the United States. That's not a shocking thing for many people to consume. But to broadly paint nearly every white guy living out there really serves as a statement to further separate society.
It's like, and the Appalachians are quite extensive. Like, they are not just in one state. So you've just called like several million people deeply inherently racist.
I guess maybe the equivalent statement could be like, hey, look, all those Indian guys in Toronto, yeah, 99% of those dudes are racist. Trust me, you really gotta dig through the Indians in Toronto to find the non-racist ones. I really feel like if anybody said that statement, it would immediately be they would immediately get destroyed out there, even regardless of whatever lived experience people have had. Now, obviously, this is a broad statement, and it's not done in the best faith possible. And this kind of a statement from this creator actually paints how he views creators of similar, areas. So Wendigoon being from that region, being with the race that he is, it starts to paint a seed in the actual user's head.
Oh no, Wendigoon is from Appalachia. He's white and he's Christian. He must be an evil, evil man.
When in reality, nobody should be making statements like this, and it honestly serves more as a divisive tool than something that brings us together. So when our comrade makes this exact...
I binged watched who recently? Oh, Oompa. Yeah, Oompa's fun.
Segment where he talks about, people who are going to react to his exact segment, which is basically what he wants. Where he talks about, people who are going to react to his exact segment, which is basically what he wanted, picking the whole fight.
Yeah, for sure. He did this for views. He did this for interaction, engagement, viewership, all of it. That is exactly what he did this for.
This is what he actually had to say. Watch this one.
Then let's see how they react to this video's existence, because I am certain they will be very level-headed about all of this.
So far we have been pretty level-headed about this, okay? A lot of this whole discussion is debunking things rationally, okay? Instead of screaming over a microphone, yelling at each other, that's what piss babies do, okay? Let's actually debunk this and...
Lived experience is only important in very narrow situations. Yup. Maine to Georgia. Holy shit, Duck Dog. That's a drive.
Discuss this like actual grown adults. So, what is his reaction to like Wendigoon suddenly following him as he's like researching this hit piece? And I say research very lightly, which we'll get into.
In the midst of this going on, a very funny thing happened, and that Wendigoon followed me on Twitter. I was not following him at the time. He never publicly told people to stop calling me a faggot. He never once reached out to me privately. But he...
Why does this guy sound like a fucking... You know what his voice sounds like? He sounds like one of those nasally prep school New York guys. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like, like when Brian went to the when he pretended to graduate from college and he went to write with those writers. And they will talk like this because they're from New York. That's what this guy sounds like.
But he did follow me, which means in my eyes that he 100% knew what was happening because I did tweet about it several times, and then followed me to let me know that he knew, and that he was watching and that he intended to do nothing to stop it. Why else would he follow me in that exact moment?
Oh yeah, that totally makes perfect logical sense.
Because
Following you is a move of intimidation.
Why
now, obviously, one of the principal allegations
him?
over here is this person received what they claim to be some hateful words, and a lot of that was being linked to Wendigoon's community or whatever. And here's the thing. You can't really link anybody to a certain community like that because what people post on the internet is entirely of their own volition.
Yep.
And that's where it comes down to.
That's what I've always said, like, I will never take responsibility for people that follow me and what they do. Like, I will never, if somebody who knows me starts acting shitty and saying shitty things to people, it's not my fault. That's their fault. Okay, I just sent you the Willie Mack video tearing down In Praise of Shadows. Okay. He looks like the Temu version of Austin McBroom. It's really funny. I don't know who that is. Seriously, in all reality, he looks like he's got the pedophile mustache. The pedophile haircut. Oh, God. This this Shadows guy looks like an adult's youth turned creepy uncle who isn't allowed within 1 mile of the school. And in a windbag, he sounds like an unintelligent windbag. Okay, douche nozzle. Yeah? Put on a list. Yep. He should be put on a list. He the way he sounds really, really disturbing.
You know, to be somebody on the internet, you are going to receive any form of, like, harassment in general. It's not something that I condone or support, but it's just something that happens to everybody in reality. To pin and blame somebody for the actions of a totally, different person on the internet is a little bit childish, and it's something that, honestly, I feel is being used way too much. As somebody that also receives harassment over the internet as well, too, and maybe it's just easier for me to, maybe it's just different, but honestly, blocking, muting, or trying to not engage with these people really helps it die down. But again, that's just my experience, and I'd rather just throw that into the situation. Again, it's just blatantly putting the blame on Wendigoon when it really should be put onto the individual making disgusting threats or disgusting pieces, or saying disgusting things to you in general.
Yeah, it's never, like, I got blamed for a whole bunch of shit that came out of people that, like, for a couple years back. And I'm like, I don't control this person. They're making their own statements. Like, I'm not in control. And it's ridiculous. Like, people will blame the creator for something that the community says or does. And most of the time, the creator hasn't even weaponized the community. The community is just saying things on because they're upset, or it's an individual who's saying something because they're upset and unhinged, and then someone will go off on the whole content creator, and it's like, it's not my fault.
It's not really Wendigoon's fault.
Dictator.
It's just unfortunately an asshole on the internet.
Yeah.
So in regarding me, alright, he ends up actually saying this.
He is friends with Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator that has taken advantage
of gun-obsessed content
mental
creator.
decline.
Bro,
yeah,
they have
Oompa
made
so
content
gun-obsessed.
together, okay? To specifically pick, Oompaville for making videos about Nikocado Avocado, it's insane, all right? In the same camp, you can see that pretty much anybody in the commentary space. More critical anybody has taken advantage of Nikocado Avocado. Nikocado Avocado is a very, very, very intelligent content creator. They know exactly what they are doing, okay? At the end of the day, there is no taking advantage of. And on this point, Nikocado Avocado, again, is a grown adult that can choose to make content with whoever they want to. To understand, when both these parties get together and make content, they understand that it is mutually beneficial for each other.
It's a collaboration between two adults. They're not, like, this is nothing, like, that's not anything that's bad. I don't understand why he needs to point that out.
So it's so weird that, like, now we've got this almost like fake faux outrage and this weird moral panic, when in reality these are two adults that decided to produce content with each other. What do you mean take advantage of this individual? You simply work together, make content, and both of you make money out of it. It is as simple as it comes out to. Why are we not allowed to actually make content with people because this individual perceives them to be incapable of deciding for themselves who they want to make content with?
You know, it's very interesting that liberals think that minority groups can't make decisions for themselves. You know, disabled people, black people, gay people. You know, it's very, very telling how they feel that they can't seem to make decisions for themselves.
This is such a weird actual take to have, and I don't understand why they decided to go down this road, other than trying to pretend they care for this Nikocado fellow, when in reality the situation is about as cut and dry, as adult-oriented as one could expect.
For fame and for money. And on top of that, has made content with the human trafficker, Andrew Tate.
So what about plenty
of, like... who made?
And on top of that, has made content with the human trafficker, Andrew Tate.
What content did he make with Andrew Tate? An interview?
So what about plenty of, like, news organizations that have actually brought him on and actually had interviews with him? Are they also responsible? Or are you going to throw the actual idea of platforming and propagating alleged human trafficking in this situation? And I say alleged because the court cases are still ongoing.
He hasn't even even been proven to be a human trafficker beyond a reasonable doubt.
Weird things about the internet is basically just making statements of actual fact before things are supposed to be actual fact, okay? If you follow the legal system and you follow situations like this, it's one of the things that me, Oompa, and plenty of like the Nux and everyone on our podcast pretty much gets flack for when regards to this Andrew Tate subject.
Yeah, everybody wants people to pick a side, but Oompa and Muda and everybody involved in that podcast wants to wait for the actual like details to come out and the case to finish, and apparently that's a bad thing because they're not picking a side.
When we say alleged, it's because it is still alleged.
Yeah.
Dog, we are waiting. Obviously, I have my own personal beliefs. I don't think Andrew's a squeaky clean individual, but being objective is actually being objective, okay? And it's saying things as they are, right? And of course, if Oompaville's guilty for it, have you ever actually watched the content that he makes and the discussions we have about this character on the podcast?
From like
the
3
more and
years
more
ago.
we actually research on him, and research by reading through actual court documentations, other court cases that aren't in the public eye.
Like
we
Caleb
start to
stealing
develop
his
our
scooter
own
at the
negative
poolside.
perception
That
of
was
this
a bit.
individual based on actual stuff
Right.
that we have researched, not a Twitter like quote that we've read online like some people have.
He is friends with
Acting, everyone
Muda Har,
that-
who
anyone
argued
that has
against
ever
Andrew
worked with
Tate being
avocado knows it
deplatformed
is a
from
bit.
social media websites, and has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
Oh
Where?
boy, that's
And friends with Muda Har, who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites, and has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
Muda Har has showcased a great deal of transphobia in his latest video. Where? Where has Muda Har shown transphobia?
oh boy, that thumbnail's never gonna leave me. I'll tell you what, that's the best.
Seriously? Wait, the transphobia is the thumbnail, and the thumbnail has been something that Keffels has used? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh. Wow.
Best $120 I must have ever spent. You know, the same thumbnail that's basically made a caricature right here of that character Keffels that I actually ended up covering.
Keffels
Now,
uses?
looking at this image over here, it is in fact just a disheveled, greasy individual, okay? And people have questioned, you know, why is this the only art that I've actually commissioned? I never really commissioned anything in the past. I decided to do it because of a recommendation from other creators and a quick turnaround time. I probably would have commissioned art for this goober in the video, but I honestly just didn't have the time to. But the other reality of it is, too, is like, even the person that I was talking about used this person's art. So clearly they didn't care about that artist's attachment to actual sites that they consider to be bad. Because
No, of course not. Because they're using that artist. They're using the artist right now, so it's okay. But
if
when
that
other
was the
people
case,
use
if
the
their
artist
principles
in the
were
same
there, they would
context,
never
it's
have
bad.
used that art in the first place. Insane stuff to understand and talk about. So again, I press this individual on the idea of like, where is the transphobia that I was showcasing? Where is it? Is it in the room with us? Where is it? And again, that was a response over here. I was like, you gonna back that claim up? What about painting me as a Tate fan when I clearly aren't? And in fact, this person's only response to this was, Muda Har, your art was transphobic. I have
Your art
nothing else to say to that.
Your art was transphobic. I have nothing else to say to that. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, dude. How much of a beta bitch do you possibly need to be? Your art was transphobic. Oh my god. Jesus. This is insane. Transphobia was because he used a stenciled out version of Keffels in his thumbnail. I want to sit and watch this whole video, but I will break things out of anger. It's literally just 3 hours of just shitting on guys I like. Yeah, this guy wants to suck Keffel's dick. Apparently. Holy fuck. Your art was transphobic. There's nothing more to say to that. Well, so just believe me, bro.
You know, you could actually apply some basic level of research and probably dig through just a quick little crumb and say the artist that I used made posts on that actual Kiwi Farms website and probably would have used that against me, even though I've already discussed this. See, this is a problem with this kind of stuff. Even their owns don't have any form of research to assist in their own. And of course, this is one of those things where he's like, I have argued against like deplatforming Tate. Now, I want to kind of address this because it is a point that kind of sticks around. This was the actual post that I had made, I want to say in 2022, where I said, banning Andrew Tate is dumb, ideas should be challenged, and if he spreads misinformation, it should be countered in the public sphere. I really think, and maybe this is idealistic of me, but I really do believe that when talking about, you know, individuals on the internet, whether they be Tate, whether they be Sneeko, whether they be all these characters, deplatforming, I think, always strengthens a lot of their core base into thinking maybe they were right all along, maybe the establishment wants to shut them down. These people use euphemisms like the Matrix and whatnot to basically say that there are people oppressing them, when in reality they just have really shitty ideas that in the grand scheme of things, when you actually are countering them, like Charlie's made videos on Sneeko, I've made videos on Sneeko where we've collectively shat on the individual. Charlie...
Yeah, you don't want to deplatform people because then they'll use that as a way to be like, see, they want to shut me up. But the minute you give their ideas light and transparency, then that's when, you know, they start being actually revealed as the ridiculous people they are. That's why deplatforming is never a good thing.
Charlie taught him how to use guns. I taught Sneeko how to shift gears in a manual transmission vehicle. And of course, plenty of other people have laughed at individuals, especially people like Tate. I really think that discussing these things instead of outright banning might actually be for the better. Now, obviously, this is a topic that's really brought up for debate. And it's one of those things that is a gross mischaracterization of where my stance is. This guy has basically glazed me up to be a fan when I'm going to do one thing that this guy doesn't do in all of his videos, it seems, is actually research. So this is my YouTube channel, and you see this little search button right over here? You click that, you type in the words Andrew Tate, all right, real quick, hit enter, and whoa, look at that, boys, I got a few big videos. They're not small, 1.9 million views, 750,000. Of course, this one right here, 27 minutes long, where we actually look into one specific case that really paints Tate and a lot of his friends as actual proper scumbags. Yeah, I take shit from every side, okay? Whether it's the most left-leaning or the rightoids or whatever. And it's literally because for actual objectivity, we do look through actual cases and information and come to a logical conclusion.
No, not a logical, drawn-out, thoughtful conclusion. Holy shit, Mutahar. How dare you actually, you know, take some time to actually take a look and understand the nuances of something before you make a fucking decision. Not a D, a doctor-created wound.
A lot of the videos on my channel in this fashion is me presenting
No, Keffels is M to F. Spittle, so they still have a dick.
Facts, actual evidence, and a lot of the conclusion is something that
although
comes
I
up
think
to the
she
average
did have
person.
the bottom
and I
surgery.
believe I present cases in such a way and in such a fashion that people usually come to what I believe is the more right conclusion, which is that these people are scumbags. When discussing characters like Sneeko with 1.5 million views, objectively breaking down this guy's stupid thoughts and brain-dead logic in
yeah, he's such a fan of Sneeko and Andrew Tate that he spends like half an hour in a video breaking shit down and debunking it. Yep.
31 minutes, I think does more than just simply saying this person's bad, because all they have to do is quote tweet you and shit on you, and their side wins, your side. Nobody actually learns anything, okay? Whereas I make videos in a fashion where these people usually will not watch my entire video on their channel or even attempt to at all, because if their audience could see their contradictions and hypocrisy happen live in front of them, then they would immediately be clowned on. That's
facts. Absolute facts. That's why they don't do that. That's why I try to react to videos in their entirety, because I want to give people the full chance to say what they have to say.
That's how you produce videos and how you make, I guess, quote unquote, a hit piece in this situation. Something that this individual failed to actually do. So I wanted to address these things and talk about them. But where it gets really dangerous is when this person actually makes a really, really serious claim against another creator that has been on the show. A creator that some of you might know as Brandon Buckingham.
He is friends with Brandon Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape.
So this is a situation.
What? Brandon Buckingham has been accused of threatening rape. I don't think so.
Where it's so actually hilarious, right? He says that Brandon Buckingham is a gun tuber, which is so far from the course. The only thing that I've seen Brandon talk about with guns is when he went out to the ranch with Brandon Herrera and Donut Operator. The actual accusation of accused of threatening rape is actually something that I talked about in my video in regards to Brandon Buckingham and Sneeko. Now, while Sneeko likes to take it to the streets and whip his little Glock around thinking that he's hard, anytime YouTubers actually want to challenge Sneeko to a fight, for instance, like Brandon Buckingham, who fits his weight class exactly, actually matches his viewership
and he's a boxer,
popularity.
right? Brandon Buckingham is actually a boxer, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe so.
Would absolutely, I would bet money on Brandon winning. Could challenge him to a fight. Sneeko decides to back out and make jokes at home. But one thing that's interesting is Sneeko, without any form of critical thought, is also somebody that spreads around false allegations. Sneeko showcases a message sent to him by Brandon Buckingham. So obviously, to clarify, Sneeko has not signed to box. He has refused to fight because I'm on his dick. What a pitiful excuse. Your main channel is literally dying, and you desperately cling to this alpha male red pill persona that is completely fabricated.
Ouch. He's not wrong, though. Brandon's not wrong. Sneeko is desperately clinging to this red pill nonsense. His channel is dying. She had her junk changed and decided she needed an IUD in her wound for some reason. What the fuck? She actually wanted an IUD for her fake vagina? Yeah, but trans women aren't fucking trying to take over for actual women, right?
I used to rock with and support this dude, but on God, it's fuck him from now on. I'll be in NYC in July, Nico. Come watch me lick shots on your busted girl. Whole gang is gonna run the train on her like she asked us to last time I was in town. I know you love controversy and beef. How do you like this pressure?
Damn! That is fire. That is a fire message. And Sneeko just pushed out.
Now, of course, anybody could read that and just say, bro, the boys and I are going to come gangbang your girl. Obviously, when he's saying shit like she asked us to last time I was in town, his joke implies explicit consent at this point.
Yeah, he's not saying that he's going to rape her. He's saying that he's so much better than Sneeko that his girlfriend already chose Brandon and has already slept with him.
Now, of course, Sneeko decides to be so butthurt about this, he actually spreads really harmful false allegations. Listen closely.
Yo, you know who's an L-Mans? Brandon Buckingham.
Oh, yeah.
That guy sucks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Bro, literally said, I'm gonna R-word your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Literally said that. This dude said he is going to R-word my girlfriend. Bro,
No,
nothing warrants saying I'm gonna R-word your girlfriend.
Now, again, one look at our buddy Praise of Shadows probably enlightens you to understand that this guy might be ideologically opposed to Sneeko in general, but not ideologically opposed to take a false actual representation, a bad faith representation, and promote that as it was actual reality, dude. I mean, come on now. That is without a doubt. This took 5 minutes of fucking research, okay? Even when I was doing it, it took like 5 minutes to get those clips together. Find the fucking contradiction and laugh at it.
Yeah, he totally did not threaten to rape Sneeko's girlfriend. That is not what happened. Most advocates are trash. There are some good ones, but online they're difficult to find. Yep.
So again, one of the things looking further into it is obviously, this person clearly has had a bad time on YouTube. So I want to just
Clearly.
bring up the ultimate contradiction. He's represented me, Wendigoon, Brandon in bad faith amongst plenty of people. So I'm going to look at what this person actually had to deal with on the internet himself. And 47 minutes into his bad conservative horror movies was this goddamn line drop.
I normally have a rule for myself of refusing to engage in purposefully combative comments, but this one made me really mad. And I said back to them, I can assure you that I have never done that. That accusation is disgusting to me, and putting those words in my mouth is in extremely bad faith. To which she said, I wouldn't make that accusation if it wasn't something you have done. Either way, you sadly became full of yourself, mourning over your poor artist soul and drowning in self-pity.
Who is this person who's clapping back at him? I like it. I like it.
Dogs.
Switch to Chrome to help protect yourself from malware.
What a joke, Google. Oh man. Anyways, though.
Is that an
Comedic
ad that
interruption
he
aside,
stuck right in
yeah,
there?
this person was accused of a bad comment, and it wasn't something that was in good faith either for him. So he was clearly somebody who was, in the same situation of apparently somebody took his words out of context.
Is that an ad he stuck right in the middle of that sentence? I feel like
he
that's
took
an
my
ad
tweet
that he
mention out
stuck
of
in the
context,
middle of that
and
sentence.
didn't even bother to attribute to the fact that I actually spoke out against the person that he also hates as well, it seems. And yeah, represented me in bad faith. And what did it cost him? Well, let's go dive in a little bit.
A man had posted, I'm just here to see how long it takes him to whine about the racist patriarchy. To which someone else said, if you dislike his videos so much, why do you watch and comment on them instead of watching something you actually enjoy? To which he said in return, 'cause I'm a dick. This only made meme of an idea. Someone else said, if you dislike his videos so much, why do you watch and comment on them instead of watching something you actually enjoy? To which he said in return, 'cause I'm a dick.
So you literally are using confirmation that he's trolling you because it's easy, because you're easily triggered, and because he's a dick. Man.
This meme of an idea has directly impacted my work, my sense of self, and the videos that I am able to make, and I don't really think that that's fair. There was a month last year where I only made $500 in ad revenue.
Oh, Muffin. That must really suck for you. Here I am still trying to get my viewing hours up just to apply for monetization.
I can't live off that. The amount of times that
Fuck
I've almost had
you!
to stop making videos
Be
since then has been
disabled and
almost
live off a
monthly.
disability
I've
check.
barely been able to keep this afloat. I've paid my rent late most months for the past year. The cruel and untrue things that you say about another person
This guy putting words in his mouth, he twisted everything. He really did.
do in fact
He
have
really,
direct
really
impacts
did.
on them and the way that people culturally see them. It's why I've put
Now look, all jokes aside, listen, obviously it is kind of a shame, right? Like the things that people say about you can cost you sponsorships, viewership, advertisement revenue.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have started a fight he didn't want to win. It's almost like when you throw shit gets thrown back.
There's consequences to people spreading misinformation about you? Wow, I wouldn't have thought. So his response to basically what happened to him is to just do that to other people.
Yep.
Like, wait, hold on a minute. And the other thing about like, oh, I didn't make enough money to make this worthwhile. Oh, people aren't signing up to Patreon.
Gee, Zane,
then maybe it's
it
up
sounds
to
like
you
maybe
to
you
make
should put
more
YouTube on the
engaging
side
content
burner
and bring
go
more
get a
people
real
in. I always
fucking
hate when these
job
people
until
are
your
like,
content
oh man,
improves.
I can't turn YouTube into a full-time job. YouTube's never meant to be a fucking full-time job, okay? It's lucky if it's a full-time job, but never put your eggs into this basket. Get a
Start
goddamn
real-life
job, okay? I have a job at this day and age, all right? You know why? Because it's more secure and safe. But anyways, this isn't a job rant. This is
And this is why I hate, like, I love this being a job, but I also hate that this is what I have to do as a job, because I can't just go and get a job, because people will look at me and, like I said, people are more surprised that I even got to the interview, but let alone that I could actually work for them. So that's why stream and do the videos and everything because A, I enjoy it, and B, I'm trying to get monetized. So, yeah.
This is actually more looking into this person, all right? They don't like bad faith, but they absolutely operate in bad faith, all right? It actually impacted them, and yet they do the same thing to other people. It's insane.
It's
and again,
hypocritical.
look, at the end of the day, it would be one thing if they actually had real cogent arguments, but in reality, they don't. And here they actually kind of admit here. So in this entire diatribe, they write, a thread about the last few days. Many people have said very fair criticism of me and my work, that I did not appropriately portray people, and I would like to address that. To Brandon, I do need to apologize to you for two things. The first, you are right. It is wrong for me to use that picture. I included it to show that you and Wendigoon had a closeness.
It is wrong for me to use... So you used a picture to show that Brandon and Wendigoon looked alike? Who cares? Who cares that they look alike?
There are other pictures I could have used. For that, I'm genuinely sorry. The second, I did not do my due diligence when looking into allegations against you.
I didn't do
But
my
you fucking
due
repeated
diligence.
them.
It was a
You
3-hour
repeated him
video.
fucking threatening the R word. Like, what is going on here? You know, here's the thing. Back when
It was
I
a
had my
3-hour
spat with
video.
Ethan Vaughn about the donation shaming, you know, in retrospect, looking into it, it's like the most nothing burger thing in comparison to propagating actual allegations like this. What the allegation that he promoted, the idea of threatening, you know, that whole like, you know, R word stuff, that can actually ruin not just Brandon's channel, but possibly
His life.
his social connections outside of YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Like, especially if it gets to the level where somebody goes to the police. Like, shit like that really, really goes far. It can really affect people. Even if it's a false allegation. Like, false allegations can get all the way to trial and conviction. Like, this is not something you fuck around with.
Imagine if a family member, like your parent, your sister, your brother, heard that about you, okay? The way they would perceive you would be forever shattered and diverged no matter what. This guy chooses to just run that allegation without doing the genuine 5 minutes of research. Dog, I had less than 3 minutes of my Sneeko video you could have watched that would have actually explained the situation, but instead he guns with it, which shows you that the kind of content that this person produces probably shouldn't be trusted. Anytime this guy makes a hit piece, it's probably so poorly researched that trusting anything he says is unreliable. And
it's can you even call it a hit piece at this point? It's a slander piece.
Kind of a shame, because I genuinely can see a good content creator, but he's actually ruined himself, at least publicly. People have first impressions, okay? First impressions are everything. As much as I love to give a second chance, watching anything this guy does in the future is actually dangerous. And I think the kind of content and the kind of stuff that he promotes in terms of allegations like this is a real problem with YouTube. If you're
Yeah, this is what the same thing with Mama Max, when he was like saying this thing about the werewolf cult guy and how he was a pedophile, and like it's just having all these accusations without any proof, and then saying that word of mouth should just be proof. Like, no, dude.
If you're going to make serious claims like this, you absolutely better have evidence. Otherwise, it really should be a TOS against you in a sense as well. But ultimately, going down into it, he says, ultimately, I did not feel you were worth my time, but you felt that he was worth your time enough to comment on in a video.
3
like,
hours.
seriously, have some actual level of
3
apologies
hours
to
of
offer.
video.
This is not an apology. This is, I'm sorry, I'm a fucking idiot, and I got caught.
Yeah.
Now, of course, he said, you using homophobic language to me, calling me a low testosterone freak, does not change my opinion about you.
But you are a low testosterone freak. Your voice sounds incredibly high. You sound incredibly like beta with the things that you keep saying. You are a low testosterone freak.
Again, I have no idea how low testosterone is homophobic in any sense. Like, if you ever went to a gym and seen gay dudes work out, bros are hella filled with goddamn fucking testosterone. You ever seen them bodies? The best, the most physically adept people you'll find at a goddamn gym, I'll just say, pretty much, okay? Without getting... Actually, I'm getting kind of hot, goddamn. Anyways, to Mutahar, your thumbnail art was transphobic. I have nothing else to say. We've already covered this. Again, doesn't choose to jump in. I even gave him an extra bit of, like, ammunition against me.
The art was not transphobic. Catfuls even uses it.
Didn't even decide to go down that. I always try my best. I dropped the ball here in how I presented this. My heart was in the right place.
I
try to live my life with
dropped the
integrity.
ball.
If you've watched me for a long time, I hope you know this. I will always believe in trying to do the right thing and standing up to things I do not believe in. Again, this is just a diatribe of nonsense.
Yeah, your video was a diatribe of nonsense. You are correct. You are very correct, sir.
Mentally, I've grown very tired of conservatives picking apart my work for 2 years. I am worn down. I let my emotions get the best of me here.
You're tired of conservatives
I really think
picking
reading the
apart your
term
work,
conservative
then don't
here
make
already
it
just puts into
pick-apartable.
place. I would say that most of the people on this list, all right, not all, but most, I would say, me included, are definitely not in the pile of conservatives, so to speak, okay? If you ever watched my content and given me more of a fair shake, like I've actually tried to do here for this individual, then you would realize that I'm actually quite on the center leftist side of things. I've taken a lot of batterings from people anytime my personal viewpoints have ever showed up in videos amongst the most extreme ends of both sides of these spectrums. But in reality, I'm willing to take punches if it means I can promote who I actually am versus a caricature of me on the internet that only panders to one extreme side or the other.
But you are pandering to one extreme side, though. You're literally making things up because of your ideology.
It really seems like the brain in this person's mind, the brain in this person's body is pretty much warped by the ideas of politics and infighting and team sports that unfortunately are what politics are these days. Nowadays, it seems like the people that are always trying to make a point and hit pieces when they're in these political camps care more about pushing their narrative versus about what is actually an objective fact and what isn't. And it's why bad faith representations of individuals have become so common in a lot of these spheres. Whether you're on that extreme right-wing side of people painting the leftists as the extreme bad individuals that I guess they claim they are, and using the worst cherry-picked examples of them, alongside the left wing who use the worst cherry-picked examples of anybody that is slightly right to them as bad people, these are all things that necessarily don't amount to bringing anybody together. In fact, if anything, it's more of a divisive aspect of human society that unfortunately seems to be growing in today's day and age. Look, at the end of the day, all right, this guy, I really hope the best for him, and I really wish the best, and I really hope that his channel takes the uptick and he's able to actually pay rent on time and make the content that he wants to. But if you're going to make hit pieces like this is a really bad trend.
Be right.
These kind of people who make content and actually promote the worst bad faith examples, because what had effectively happened to him and ruined his life, quote unquote, he's basically doing to the people around him. And of course I'm going to make a response, at least for me, in regards to my bad faith representation in this situation, because I feel like I have to.
Well, of course. Like, what else is Mutahar supposed to do? Like, is Mutahar just supposed to sit there and let this guy shit all over him and make up lies about his friends and everything? No. And if you're gonna do a hit piece, be right. Be right about what you're doing. Be right about everything that you're saying. Otherwise, you are basically going to end up doing exactly what this guy did and getting himself completely roasted. Oh my goodness. What do you think? Should we do the last... What should we do? We have another video to watch. Oh, big stretch. Ah. We have one more video to watch. We have our Code Blue Cam video to watch. And then I think we're going to end, because we're at the 3-hour mark, you guys. This is crazy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me so much. You guys rock. Okay, this is called, what's this called? Police car gets destroyed by speeding drunk driver. Oh God. Oh, this is gonna get bad. This is gonna get bad. Here we go, guys. Let's take a look. Where in Wisconsin is this gonna be, do you think?
In February 2022, an officer was on duty with a dispatcher riding along as a passenger when when he responded to a potential hit-and-run accident in Middleton, Wisconsin.
Middleton! Okay, we're in Middleton today, and we have a dispatcher along
While
with a
proceeding through an
passenger.
intersection,
Oh, God.
he saw a vehicle speeding toward him in the wrong direction. Initially, he believed the vehicle might have been stolen, with the driver attempting to pass other cars. However,
Oh, no.
it turned out to be driven by 26-year-old Sergio Ramirez, who was driving under the influence.
Oh, of course he was. A drunk fucking driver, driving like an asshole, getting ready to pass people. Oh, this is gonna be
Quickly
bad.
became evident that Sergio was not slowing down and was going to crash head-on into the officer's squad car.
Oh, God.
With other vehicles surrounding him, the officer had no escape route to avoid the collision. He activated his emergency lights and siren to warn others of the impending danger.
Oh, God. This is gonna be bad.
Unfortunately, the officer's body cam was in the charging dock at the moment of impact, but was then quickly activated. He located his radio on the floorboard and notified dispatch of the accident. Meanwhile, his
Where was
passenger
his dash
struggled to
cam?
open her door due to the collision and had difficulty breathing.
Where was his dash cam? Like, I get that his body cam was charging, but where was his dash cam?
Despite this, both of them managed to exit the squad car. The officer subsequently approached Sergio, who displayed a visible head injury.
No
Additional
shit.
units soon arrived as the main officer began to experience headaches.
We'll talk to you in a little bit. Stay seated.
Stay seated.
Okay.
Can we talk to witnesses?
Why don't you let's make sure.
Okay, we'll help with Dave.
Hey, stay.
Hey, yo.
Hey, stay there. Stay there. Don't move. Just sit back in your seat.
Bro, stop it.
As officers tried to get him to cooperate, they noticed his speech was slurred and his inability to stop using the word bro.
His inability to stop using the
Have a
word
seat.
bro.
Have a seat.
How bad's his
Sit
head?
down.
Stop it.
Sit down.
Hey,
How,
yo.
can you tell if he's drunk or
You know what?
concussed?
I checked in with your officer.
Hey, sit down.
I'm not even doing anything. Hey, bro.
Area,
Can you tell him to stop, please?
Have a seat.
Have a seat.
And then we'll talk.
I was walking on Century and I was pointing to that stoplight. It's
Probably from that's probably, oh, for sure. It's probably between alcohol and.
He was hit
Stay
from
awake, stay
behind,
awake
not
with
in
us.
front, so the
Stay
dash
awake.
cam won't see anything. Oh, okay.
No, just stay seated for us.
Stay seated. Just
man.
stay awake.
We're gonna have.
Bro.
Oh, just an FYI, we're not going to
already
see the
there.
Nick body cam footage
You're already
anytime
where?
soon. They want $3 grand to obtain
Anyway,
it.
we're getting everybody to check on the other
Fuck that.
versus tree.
I was already with you, and you were already with the.
Before I checked
Bro,
the area,
bro.
I didn't see anything on me.
Bro. I'm either drunk or concussed. I don't know, bro.
This is stupid, dude.
Yeah, it is stupid.
Where is an ambulance?
You're very right. This is very stupid. You shouldn't have been drunk and crashing into cars.
Bro, because you know that it wasn't even. That's it for ambulance. Bro.
05 to 13.
Shut
Good
up,
here.
dude.
I can go down there
Hey,
and check
yo,
that.
bro.
I can tell you again.
Alright. So tell me why I can't be
Yeah,
done.
because I think we got this pretty low.
Bro.
Dude, does he have like drunk Tourette's where he has to just keep saying bro?
I'm not doing this.
Sit right here. Stay long so we can have you get checked out.
Bro. You're the only one that did this around me out.
You're not the only one that fucking did this shit. You did this shit, dude.
What are you talking about? You hit your head. You're confused right now. Just stay seated. Stay seated.
Wait. Deja de tocarme la pinche cara. Wait.
I'm gonna put you in handcuffs if you don't stay seated.
Deja de tocarme porque yo estoy aquí. Mira,
Stay
güey.
seated.
So there's an accident down the street. I will move my truck, but I need you to just pull into the parking lot up here on the right.
I'll pull the parking lot, go around.
Because I don't want you to have to back up the trailer. Give me a second though.
Mira, güey. Tú me estuviste aquí y acá.
I don't understand Spanish.
Yeah. So here's what. No.
Come down.
No.
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm gonna move my car.
This guy is just... I don't know if he's aggravated because he's drunk or aggravated because he's smashed his
But
head.
I need you to pull into the parking lot,
can't
pick
tell.
and safe, turn around, and I'm shutting down the road here, okay?
I think so, but he's also, he hit his head hard. And he's not,
Bro!
Hey, relax.
Hey, bro.
03, once you mark the driver.
Yeah, he's like, because you can get aggravated, you can get irritated and angry if you have a head injury. So it's hard to tell whether he's angry, like an angry drunk, or if he's acting this way because of his head injury.
Dude.
Either way, he's going to jail for fucking up that squad car.
All right, so I'm shutting down the road. That's why I stopped here in the middle, okay?
I didn't understand because you go up and go around.
I need you to either U-turn or go into the pick and save lot, okay?
Okay, yeah, that light back there didn't seem to be working.
Yeah. So just do me a favor, don't go down to where all the lights are, okay?
Get out of here before someone else set up.
Yeah.
Are you trying to turn? Hold on 1 second. Thanks, Mark.
Terry, are we having the county come do this?
Dude!
Oh my god.
I'm asking you, like, please, man. Dude, like, if you want me to tell you that, like,
Somebody put a
I want you to
gag
get
on
checked
the
out by the
screen.
ambulance, what I want.
I respect you to do that.
So there is an accident down there. The road is...
I read or heard someplace the Ricada police cam footage is being paid for, but it's going to take some time. I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see the footage, but at the same time, I really don't want to see the footage. I'm half and half.
Road is shut down for now.
Would you want me to try and go straight? Or...
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you want me to go now?
When the light turns green, okay?
Let me get you respected.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Man,
I have
let's
to
go.
think.
Jesus Christ, do you not see the big f***ing arrow? Do you not see the big... Come on, let's go. Jesus Christ, do you not see the big f***ing arrow? Do you not see the big arrow?
He hit his head.
Oh, yeah. Good here, so...
What's your name?
Gotta love it. Gotta love when cops have to deal with stupidity.
Spanish?
Huh? So you said give us because
He speaks English too.
What's your name?
Tell me what your name is.
Sergio, I'm Adam, one of the paramedics. Are you hurt?
Yes.
Where are you hurt?
Go.
Where are you hurt? Hey, where are you hurt?
With this, I haven't done anything.
Okay.
He's not talking about... He's asking where you're hurt. He's not asking if you did anything, you idiot.
Hey,
God, I
we're gonna
hate
take it
drunk
on the
people.
hospital. We're just gonna figure out what your injuries are for right now, okay? Have you been drinking today?
You're not.
You're not drinking?
You're not.
You're not what?
We're not what?
No, stop.
Jeez.
What's your name?
Sergio.
Sergio, what happened?
He already told me that he was trying to give me some give me with like that.
He was trying to give me something.
So he hit head on, going the wrong way? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
that's
man.
my
Sounds
understanding.
No, man. Totally, like...
Relax.
You know what?
Have you guys done breathalyzer?
No.
Yeah, it's gonna
No,
cost
they're trying to-
$3K
We're trying to get him to stay in the car.
But he just keeps getting out and he got up.
Bro,
But have a seat here.
help me down here.
Turn.
Yep, have a seat.
This guy is
Do not see the big f***ing arrow. Jesus Christ.
What do you want us to do?
That poor lady cop. I feel so bad for her. She's just trying to direct cut traffic, and all these idiots are just like, la 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 la, I'm gonna go this way anyway.
Up to the front.
You got it? You want me to do it?
No, I got blood all over my hands.
This poor lady.
Yeah, so do I, but... I'll switch and...
Hold on. Stop!
For one more, please, for,
Come on, bro.
Go. Go. Jesus Christ. Go. You. Go. Why did you not go?
Like on that street, I'm just trying to get her home.
No, but you can't get, you'll have to go around to get to High Road. You can't get there this way. There was a head-on crash. You can't get through.
Hey, just
And people wonder why cops are so frustrated when this happens. There's literally signs and stuff. Directing traffic is a pain. Yeah, spittle buggies. It seems like it's like herding deaf cats.
Just stop moving, okay?
Just relax.
We're trying to help you.
Bro, I was.
Just relax.
Bro,
I was standing
I was-
here
Careful,
and
he
like
likes- been spitting a lot too.
Bro.
Sometimes.
Put your legs up here.
Keep your legs up here.
Hey, bro.
Keep legs up.
I really hate when people just say bro over and over again.
Do you not see me? Do you not see me? Do you not see me?
I feel like this video is more about stupid people who don't listen to the traffic directions than the guy who destroyed the squad car.
Okay, now that that's on, that'll help a little.
copy.
I was just gonna get some of the property for the jail, his ID and stuff.
Can I get an ID?
Yeah, it's in here, so I'll just pull it out. And this is what he has.
Just an update, there will be some possible 55 issues with our driver, so if you want to let the county know that as well.
His car is
Terry, I'm just gonna take. I'm gonna take his wallet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave everything else that was in his pocket on the chair.
Okay.
I don't know if county wants that, but we'll take this with.
Stuff in the side door is yours or no?
The gloves and the hat, yeah, everything was in the back seat.
Okay.
You got your body cam, we'll hang on to that. Just throw it in the back. Okay, got it, buddy.
Oh, he's also going to the hospital too because he's got a headache.
So
He's probably got a bad concussion.
Kind of waiting for another ambulance.
What about the dispatcher?
But we're okay.
Your vehicle's in a good position. Why don't you take Schultz's vehicles up?
Oh, okay.
Vehicle.
Okay, no,
So
that's fine if you.
That way we don't have to move your vehicle. We want to keep it there.
Okay.
So the airbags went off. We saw it coming, and
That's even scarier. That's even scarier to see that it's coming and know that it's coming and to not be able to do anything about it.
me here. Say hi to say.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, they're mine, but they fell in the blood and everything else, so they're junk now. I didn't know the wind was gonna blow them off.
4389, just advising there's possible 1055 issues.
So we let him hit us head on because if he would have turned, it would have hit the side of the car, you know. But we don't know what's going on with this dude. I'll keep you posted. I just want to let you know that we're okay.
That's scary. Like not knowing, like knowing that you're gonna get hit and not being able to, like, either he hits us head on or he hits us in the side. Like that's not a very fun choice. That is really, really not a fun choice. Like, do I choose to be hit head on or do I choose to be T-boned? Which way do I want to get injured?
No, I just still keep picturing that in my head, and it's like, this isn't happening, you know? I must be a jinx.
No, you're not a jinx. This guy's 55. So, I mean, it's all on him. He was going to shoot through this intersection and probably have a collision if it wouldn't have been you. So I'd rather have it be this squad controlled by... You're going to be fine. I'm just glad you guys just scraped some bruises. So we'll get the ambulance going to be here in a second. I'll shut this door.
Okay. Oh, my God.
The smoke inside the car is what got me.
Oh, I know
I
it.
couldn't get out because of the airbag.
I saw you cut it.
I had to grab my knife and cut it to deflate it just so I could get out, and then
I couldn't get the door open far enough.
I know.
That's terrifying. Like when that airbag smoke comes out, you literally feel like the car is on fire. There's an extra charge, destruction of government property. Yep. But that, like, when that airbag goes off, you literally think the car is on fire.
Well, that's why I was just like, unbuckle yourself, like let's play it play by play and not panic, because I was that smoke that was filling in.
It's hard to breathe, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I was like, if this starts on fire, like that is not how I'm gonna go out.
Exactly, that's what I thought.
Do you know?
When my grandma and I had the accident and the airbags deployed, I thought the car was gonna catch fire. And I was terrified.
All the airbags popped. Do you know what popped exactly?
All
four side curtains,
everything, back seat, everything.
How are you? Do you need something, man?
Dude, my head hurts, my chest hurts. I need to go to the EMS as well.
Let's get you down the hospital too.
Probably at 30, 35 miles per hour and hit us head on.
Jesus.
So I was trying to maneuver, but if I would have maneuvered to the left, but then that would have hit her side door, and so then I just decided to take it head on and leave it at that.
The tire and that brush guard saved a lot of other things from coming into that.
That's good. That's some courageous shit. Cause like he said, if he had done the maneuver, he would have smashed right into her, and then she would have been dead. They're like,
could have been a lot worse, brother.
Yeah, man.
Sergio was then transported to the hospital to be treated for his injuries, where he remained uncooperative and had to be restrained by his ankles and wrists to the hospital bed. It was also discovered he had one prior OWI offense. Both the officer and his ride-along passenger sustained significant injuries from the crash, resulting in both of them missing work for an extended period. Sergio was charged with felony counts of OWI causing injury, prohibited alcohol content causing injury, misdemeanor counts of OWI, second offense, operating with prohibited alcohol content, second offense, and operating while revoked. He also received several traffic citations totaling nearly $1,000 and was subsequently given a $500 signature bond. As of November 2023, he was found guilty of OWI causing injury. The remaining charges were dismissed but read in. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 5 years in the Dane County Jail.
Good. Good. At least he got some fucking prison time. Holy shit. At least he got some prison time for that. That's crazy. Like, he could have killed those two people. He very well could have killed that officer and his passenger. That's crazy. You know what else is crazy? The fact that we've streamed for 3.5 hours, you guys. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me all this time. You guys are awesome. I will be back tonight with the Combat Hour, and we're going to be playing some more Tanya. And if Dark Hestia shows up in chat, we're going to play with her and hang out and play a set with Dark Hestia. And we're going to have fun. So I hope you guys come by Twitch and YouTube for the Combat Hour. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and I will see you guys later tonight. Also, check out my Mortal Kombat Homelander trailer reaction, which is up on the YouTube channel. Have a nice day, guys. See you tonight. Bye.